What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Doodle Stream, where every Friday across Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, I attempt to doodle out your ideas and suggestions from the chat. I pick the theme, and you pitch the ideas for the most part. But I digress. Before we dive into the doodles today, let me remind you guys where you can find me outside of our time here together. You can find me online at kevinahinkle.com. That is also where my shop is. I'm going to talk about that in just a second. But I have a complete, comprehensive portfolio of work if you'd like to check that out on my website. You can also find me across social media at MrHinkleDraws. I'm on all the social media platforms, and I post almost every single day. If you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscription button if you're watching on YouTube, or hit the follow if you're watching on Twitch or Facebook. Hit all the likes and the thumbs up. All that stuff matters. It all makes a difference, and I definitely appreciate it. So thank you for doing that. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. If it's within your means, please consider supporting my work over on Patreon. Patreon helps content creators like me, like many others, by allowing their fans to pledge continuous financial support. Tiers are as low as $1 a month. Let's all be honest. We spend much more than that on coffee and donuts and fast food and all kinds of other things. $1 a month makes a huge difference to me. And if everybody just pledged that $1 a month, it would be a very good time. It would make a huge difference. So please consider it. The names you see on the screen before you have already pledged their support. So thank you again for everything you guys do to allow me to do what I do and provide for my family. So more information can be found at patreon.com/MrHinkleDraws. And speaking of patrons, all of the themes that we're doing for the foreseeable future, actually, for this show, are picked by patrons. So yes, today is mythology. And that was picked by Lyndsi and Cody, Fecteau. So thank you very, very much for participating, for being my patron, and throwing that out there. This should be a good one. Should be a good theme. And she did provide, Lyndsi provided me with a prompt to work on as a warm-up. I didn't quite finish it. I got really close. So we're going to finish that up when we start going. Let's see. Also, before I forget, I am chewing on a cough drop, just so you guys know. Sorry, not to be rude. This month, I am still running my exclusive gift with purchase. So if you buy anything off my website, that is kevinahinkle.com/shop. Do I have a link for that? Yeah, I do. There it is. kevinahinkle.com/shop. If you buy anything, a sticker, a print, an original piece of artwork, you will qualify for one of the numbered zombie hink stickers. These are waterproof. They're weatherproof, UV light resistant. These will last. They're just like all the other stickers I have. And they're numbered. There's only 50 of them. They're hand numbered, and we are down to 40. So 10 of them are gone the first weekend of October, and this runs the whole month. So make sure, if you really want to grab one of these, don't wait too long, because when they're gone, they're gone. I'm not going to offer these up any other way. There is not going to be some flash sale at the end of the month, some kind of no. When they're done, they're done. I'm putting them away, and there'll be no other way to get them. So if that's something that is interesting to you, don't forget to grab it while you can. So, mythology. This was the prompt. This was Odin and his ravens. I'm going to finish that up first. But let me get this off. Helping me out today, the person that I thought of when I thought of mythology, my favorite Zawada, Joseph Zawada.
Hey, how are you, Kevin?
Everybody thinks of you when they think of mythology.
Makes sense to me.
You know what I think it is? I think it's because of your history of castle building, probably.
Oh.
Like, I'm not even kidding. I actually, for some reason, your name popped in my head. I'm like, oh, I wonder if Joseph Zawada wants to help with mythology. I don't know why. I just thought, yeah, maybe that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, but thanks for being here. I appreciate it.
No problem. Oh, no, Bobo Laveau, Mayo Queen hype. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness. Yes, hello to everybody who's already here. Hello, Bobo Laveau and Lyndsi. Nice to see you, Lyndsi. Glad you're here for your episode. That's awesome. Deanna's here. Larry is here. And what Larry said, oh, yeah, no problem, Larry. Let me know. I actually just made this graphic because I wait till like the end of the month, because then all the charges come in. And I did see that Larry had dropped off the list again. You weren't alone. But yeah, if you get that straightened up and your name pops back up, then obviously I'll add you right back to the list. But Sadly, Larry's not on this list as of this moment. Ghost Frickin' Talking, hello. How are you? Uncle Drew is here. Wiz is here. Hello. Fazoom. Hey, what's up, Fazoom? How are you? Well, hello. Hello there. So let's just start drawing mythology. So Joseph is here and he's helping me out. He's going to make sure he's getting everybody's ideas and stuff.
Yep.
And he's also obviously an expert in mythology, so you can ask him any questions you want.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Checks out, right? Checks out.
Yeah.
Deanna says that you're her favorite Joseph ever. Look at that.
Oh, wow. No offense to you, Kevin, but that is a step up. I feel like there's a lot more Josephs than there are Zawadas in the world.
There are a lot more Josephs. I like you and all, but I don't know if I can make that statement.
That's all right. I don't blame you.
So how's life?
Well, even though, that's in my mythos. The Queen of Mayo is in my mythos, so I'm adding it.
Oh, man. Good stuff. So yeah, I'm just going to finish this up. And hopefully I can remember this time. I forgot last time when I did Battlestar Galactica last week that I was finishing up the warm-up, which I like to do that in color because that's a little special. It's for the patron who requested the episode. Yeah. And then I just kept coloring, and I'm like, wait a minute. And so, like, I accidentally colored too many things. But that's not going to be a problem next year because next year we're ditching the black and white next year. That's going to be a thing of the past. There'll be only full color doodles the entire episode starting next year.
Fancy.
Yeah, should be good. And that will not be the only change either. We're going to do
Twitch exclusive.
Yeah, unless something drastic happens to change my mind, but I don't see that happening. It'll probably move all to Twitch, and it'll also be in the evenings, Friday evenings.
I've heard that Twitch has better payout, so I don't blame you.
Well, so in all fairness, like I have not made a single penny off of YouTube, and I have grinded and put up content and tried new things and done shorts and just done a mountain of stuff. And I've made nothing. I have nothing to show for it except for, a body of work, I guess.
Yeah.
Whereas on Twitch this year, I started streaming across both platforms. I added Facebook later, but and Twitch has already given me 2 payouts.
Nice.
I'm not retiring off it, but so yeah. I've made more money off of Twitch than I've made off of YouTube in a drastically shorter amount of time.
Yeah.
So
speaking of Twitch payouts, did you hear about the big Twitch hack?
I got an email from Twitch.
Yeah.
And they were like, we have changed your stream key, so you should do something about that. And I'm like, it was a really weird email to get from them. I'm like, this is odd.
Yeah, I guess their entire financial side got hacked. So every account that is associated with Twitch is
that'll do it.
Messed with.
That sucks.
But the nefarious but kind of notably interesting is it was unveiled the top 1,000 payouts of Twitch.
Oh, nice. So people could
people can see who's paid the most on Twitch.
That's the best, though. That's really what it's all about.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? What's up, Julian? Nice to see you. It's been a long time since Julian's come around this stream. Nice to see you. Deanna says, I can't wait to spoil you more on Twitch, Kevin. Hey, I won't say no. So it should be good. Should be a good time. What else do I want to do? Not a lot left on this, and then we'll move on to slightly more interactive part of the show.
It looks like the top Twitch payout. I won't say a name just for the sake of privacy, even though you can just look it up.
Right.
From August 2019 to today, so about 2 years, is 9.5 million.
To one person? One person got 9 million?
It's multiple people who work on the account, so I don't know how they split it up.
Gotcha. But it's okay, I got it. Yeah. That's a lot of money. That would be fine. I'd handle that.
I will say that I will say their name because they're being very public about it. A Twitch user, I think he goes by Ludwig. I don't watch him, but he's very popular. Him and his friends are now all on the list, so they all just refer to each other as their number on the list.
Oh, that's
which I think is kind of funny.
Oh goodness. I mean, that is kind of funny.
Yeah.
There's not like there's anything you can do about it at that point, you know. The jig is up.
Yeah.
It's like might as well own it. Might as well own it. Oh, so here's another reminder. Next month is my Patreon anniversary. And so I do like to do a special patron doodle stream episode. And so I do have a running thread. So if you are listening or watching and you are a patron and you have not yet gone and thrown something in that thread, obviously, as with anything I do, no obligation. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. But it's there. There's still time to throw something up there. I think last time I checked, there was less than 10 things on there, I think. So that's not a lot. So, but that's okay. That just means those people will get very, very detailed drawings. But make sure you throw some stuff on there. Oh, Nightbot's yelling at Deanna. What did you do?
I saw that. Deanna? She wrote, "How embarrassing."
Oh, and then damn. That's what it is.
Oh, I don't see that.
That's because that's the one. It was like,
oh.
No.
Oh, the message is from Nightbot is "How embarrassing." Got it. I thought that's what Deanna wrote.
Deanna said, "What's up, Primal Gamer?" Yeah, I need to change careers. Exactly. All right, I'm gonna pick one of these things from the list, and let's see what do we got. What do we got?
Would it be helpful if I wrote if they were from Twitch or YouTube?
No, it's fine.
Okay,
it's okay. I appreciate it. And there's the fire alarm if you can hear it faintly in the background. Let me look. Some of these I don't recognize. Let me look up some of these.
Some of these I can't even pronounce. Mitchkalakludy.
Balls are balls is not a censored word. I can't. You're not allowed to say the word balls.
Oh, we have some Aztec mythology. That's kind of cool.
Nice. Let me look up some of these. Yeah, because some of these I have no idea. But that's okay. I don't mind. I do not mind not knowing.
Oh, now I hear the fire alarm.
Yeah, there it is. Right. Oh, this is interesting. All right. Yeah, like, yeah. What even? How do I even write this? I'm looking at this one. Bobo Lavo like put this one word like starts with an M, and it's like got a bunch of weird. Like what are these? Let's see. What is it? Ooh, I like this one though. We're gonna do it. All right. So Bobo Lavo, 10:05. Where did you go? All right, we're gonna do this one next.
Yeah.
Fight at Nightbot got mad again. What'd you say this time? I fight with Brian's soap bar all the time by saying scrapbook. Oh, because there, it didn't like that word either.
Yep, I noticed that as well.
Yeah. Cool. You fed balls. All right, let's see here. We're gonna start this one. This is a pretty creepy looking thing. I'm gonna draw it based on this statue though, because I really like this statue. It's like it's not even like it's like a small sculpture, but. All right, here we go. So yes, Joseph Zawada. How is life for Joseph Zawada?
It's been all right. I was telling you before we started, my house got delayed.
Yep.
Which is kind of annoying, but
yep, for sure. I can see that.
The windows were supposed to be delivered in early August, and they took until late September to come in. So
that's pretty annoying.
Yeah, it got delayed by quite a bit. And because my house wasn't like weatherproofed because it didn't have windows, they couldn't do any interior work. So
it's just like annoying on top of annoying there with that.
Yep. I stopped by the other day, and I noticed that one of my windows is missing.
Oh.
And I was like, "Oh, are you kidding me?"
Well,
but I think because it's just one window, they're like, "It's fine. We'll go with it."
Deanna's like, "All right, I'm just not going to talk anymore. You can talk all you want. You just can't use bad words."
Yeah, Deanna, this isn't, what is it, Thursday night on Sapiens' live streams. You can't be all crass and nasty.
Exactly. And hello to my sisters watching. I suggested a mermaid. That's a good one. It's a good suggestion. Hello, Cy O'Connor. It's been a little while, Cy.
I think what else happened with my house? Oh, so last time I was there, I was looking at my kitchen lights because I have like canned lights in the ceiling and then pendant lights. And I noticed that they looked really wonky. And it was really bothering me that they weren't all lined up and they were like really obviously askew. And before I complained, I was like, I'll go look at the model because I got my lighting upgrades based on the model. And if that's how it is in the model and I didn't notice, then I'm just going to leave it as is.
Because that
obviously means it's intentional. And if it's intentional, I won't mess with it. And I went and the model looked completely different. And then I went back to my house to like double check and I was like, there's something wrong. Like the spacing is uneven. So I wrote them and turns out one of the lights or one of the things I thought was a light was actually a smoke detector port. So I was wrong.
I don't like this light. That is actually for your protection, sir.
Yeah.
I don't like it though.
Yeah, I was like, these two lights are too close together. And they're like, that is a fire alarm or smoke detector, one of the two. I was like, oh, whoops.
Well, don't you feel silly?
Yeah. But to be fair, right now they're just holes in the drywall. So.
Oh, yeah. Like, how are you to know what it's going to be?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. They're not on the architectural drawings. They're just holes in the ceiling.
How far away is this from your where you live currently?
About 15 minutes away.
That's not too bad.
Yeah. It's one town over.
Gotcha.
And I've been moving back and forth between this town and that town. I like lived here. Like I lived in my childhood home, and then I got an apartment over one town over. And then when they were building my house, my parents were nice enough to say, "Hey, your lease ends this month. Why don't you just live in because they have like a basement apartment. They're like, why don't you just move back into the basement apartment so you can stay there for free so you're not paying for rent. You can put up your down payment," which I thought was nice.
That is nice.
Yeah. Ooh, Slender Man. I think that's like internet mythos, so I'll add it and I'll leave that up to Kevin's discretion.
Is that Ghost freaking talking? I looked up and I'm like, yeah. Oh yeah. What's up, Dorothy? Hello. Nice to see you.
If we're getting into copy pasta mythos, we can do like Ben Drown from Majora's Mask.
Oh yeah. I mean, that is definitely like something that is unsettling that you're like, what is the meaning of this?
Yeah.
And so like a story like that, although it's, definitely not like real, it's like plausible. It's like, what is this? Why are you here?
Yeah. I don't think you don't seem like the kind of person who's very into copy pasta.
No, not really.
Yeah, me neither. It wasn't my jam. I don't need to be unnecessarily scared. The world is scary enough.
I mean, it really is. It really is. Let me
Larry, for someone who's not a patron anymore, you sure got a lot of suggestions in the comments. I'm just kidding. I know you said you're getting that fixed. I'm just messing with you.
Yeah, there's a couple of folks. I think there's exactly two that I was looking at when I was updating the list, and they're listed on my dashboard through Patreon as declined for whatever reason, change the card or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's weird because I think it keeps trying to do it like indefinitely. Because one of them, like his last successful there's your hint as a he. The last successful charge was February. And so he doesn't ever show up as active on any of my dashboards because he hasn't had a successful charge since February. But like he's still like he hasn't like declined or like opted out of being my patron, because that's a different setting altogether. Because then it would just show up like this person is no longer, they've left.
Yeah.
And so it's like this is inactive but current patron. I'm like, you haven't noticed that for the last March, April, May, June, July, August, September, like 8 months, you have not ever been charged or credited on any of this stuff. I mean, I guess whatever. I mean, I'm not gonna sit there and berate anyone, so it's like whatever. It's like fine.
Ooh, that one you just put in, Larry, that horse, that thing's cool. Oh, it's a horse. You hate horses.
I mean, I do.
Oh, and I think it's like what makes you hate horses, I imagine. It's the leg muscles, I'm assuming, correct?
I just think that when I draw them, they look dumb. Like when I draw them, they look dumb.
This horse has 8 legs.
8 legs.
So
I'm surprised that's not Matt Elder making that suggestion.
Yeah, that does seem like something he would do.
We were talking about that on Instagram because I've been doing these Instagram lives every day for the Inktober drawings, and he was on one of them the other day, and we were talking about horses, and because there was somebody brand new who had like I never interacted with that were on it, and they were being pleasant and not like crazy, and talking about things I don't like to draw or that I find difficult. And Matt was also there, and he's like, he doesn't like to draw horses. I'm like, Matt, you will not let this go, and I keep appeasing you. Like I did an entire I did 3 hours of horse drawing, and it's just like I'm like, what more must I do for this to stop? Please stop.
Wisconsin Lego Wiz, I love this idea. The river Styx with Furbies instead of people. That is awesome.
Oh my goodness.
That is awesome.
Fazoom says, is this a cult? It's okay. You can leave anytime. Spotlight. You sure you want to leave? Because you can. All right. That's that thing.
Oh, I've seen that thing before. Now that I see what it looks like, I recognize it.
Make him a little bit more stumpy. There you go. There he is. You hang out up there next to Odin. All right. Matt Elder, the myth, the legend. Yep. All right. Let's see. Yeah, let's do a mermaid. Let's do a mermaid. Where was that one? That one was...
It's pretty high up.
At
1017.
Yeah. Yes.
That guy kind of looks like my pronunciation is going to be horrible, but it's called like a sokushi batsu, something like that.
Okay.
It's something like along those lines, because I've been reading about it, and I think it's Japanese, and it's Buddhist monks will mummify themselves, and they'll be covered in gold, and they're kind of in that kind of stance.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They're left in temples, and I guess they found one that they thought was a Buddha statue, but it's actually a mummy that's encased in gold, and he kind of looks like that.
That's that's some real creepy stuff when you think it's a statue or a piece of art, and it's really a human. Oops, that's actually a human. Oh.
I've been very into death rituals the past few years. I've been very into that.
Have you? That's a very interesting thing to say.
It's cool.
For the last several years, I've been really into death rituals.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see how other cultures. I mean, I won't get into it because some might find it macabre, but there's how different cultures have handled the care of their dead. It's fascinating.
This is why you're my favorite, Zawada, for the record. What is up, Slash? Doing okay. How are you? And yeah, thank you, Larry. I did there was, when did I do that? When what is it called? Wendigo. Was that I think that was with Greg Highland. I think that was the Monsters episode, if I recall correctly.
Oh, don't worry, Dorothy. That was the end of the conversation. I know that that's a polarizing topic, so I'll just keep it at that. Dorothy's like, I'm eating.
Stop it. I love it. Let's see.
You know what I watched the other day? Well, when I say the other day, it was probably 2 months ago. Actually, it's probably longer than that, but time passes so strangely.
It does.
When did the new seasons of Mandalorian come out?
October?
Oh, wow. Then it was definitely last October. So it was a little bit more than a few days ago. I like finished watching The Mandalorian, but I still wanted to use my Disney Plus account before I canceled it.
Sure.
And I was like, oh, I want to see all those weird, like, really, they're not bootleg because they're official, but low budget classic Disney princess sequels.
Like straight to VHS stuff?
Yeah. Where because there's like 4 Aladdin movies, there's like 2 Mulan movies. I was like, I'm gonna like binge some of these. And I watched the Little Mermaid one.
Yeah.
It wasn't great.
You know which one I actually really liked though? There's a lot of bad ones, but I really liked Lion King 1.5.
I do not have any recollection of that movie. I have a memory of when it was playing, but I don't remember watching it. It was I don't know if IKEA still does this, but IKEA used to have like daycare centers in them.
Okay. You know what? I've never stepped foot in an IKEA.
Really?
Never in my life.
They're a lot of fun.
I mean, I've heard good things.
Yeah, they're fun. But I distinctly remember it was my mom and her friend Kim had gone to IKEA, and they dropped off me and Kim's daughter, who's my friend Ashlyn. Funny enough, Ashlyn worked as a Disney princess at the parks, kind of apropos. And we were at the daycare center, and they were watching, they were playing Lion King 1.5.
Yeah, because it's like I mean, there is a story in there, obviously, because it's a movie. So it's not like just nonsense. But for the most part, the movie is just like making fun of the first movie. And so it's just like constantly making jokes about how Timon and Pumbaa really were responsible for saving everything in the first movie. And they just always were in the right place at the right time in every single scene. And that's what made it funny. So, yeah, Larry says Lion King 1.5 was awesome. Little Mermaid 2 is bad, says Lyndsi. What's up, Ray? Funny Fig is here. Says, hey, it's Joseph. It is. It is. Here for your mythology discussions.
Oh, I don't know if I have any.
I put you on the spot. Talk about mythology.
I
don't know. It's a joke. I
have no clue.
Struggling over here, like, oh no. What do I do?
Yeah, what quantifies as mythology? Is it just any legend, or is it like, I don't know, what distinguishes like mythology from like folk tales and?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, we could technically get into this discussion on almost every single episode.
What's a robot? What's a mech?
Yeah, exactly. And for the most part, we do. It's like this is exactly what we do on almost every episode. Yeah. It's like get into these deep conversations of, well, what even is a robot?
Yeah, funny things. We've gotten a few Hades recommendations. I'll put that one down. I've been meaning to play that game, but I bought another game recently, so my new game budget is a little bit low.
I wish I had just infinite amount of time.
Games. I'm trying to spend less time on video games.
Well, I mean, it's fun, you know. It's a nice distraction. I have mentioned this several times before on this show, is that I wish the hyperbolic time chamber from Dragon Ball Z was a real thing. That would be so great. You just jump in there, you get one day in the real world while you live out an entire year inside that chamber. Like, that'd be fine. I'd be all about it.
I've never watched Dragon Ball Z.
That's okay.
I did watch a video recently. It was I won't say their names because I guess it's a competitor. It's another art channel. they did a thing where they drew characters, but they had to swap personalities. So they had to draw who's the guy in Dragon Ball Z? He has like black spiky hair.
Vegeta?
Him in the style of like in a characterization of Littlefoot from The Land Before Times.
Oh my god, that's great.
Yeah, so he had like big eyes and he was all like cutesy and happy. And then they had to draw like that magical girl Madoka as if she had the personality of whatever name you said. I forgot, but
somebody else.
Yeah. No, what's his face? It was like a rotation. The spiky hair guy.
Oh, sorry. My headphones were yelling at me that my battery's almost dying, so I couldn't hear anything you just said. Ray says, you don't know whether... Wait, hold on. Kevin, I don't have the time. It's become a problem. What does that mean?
Maybe playing video games?
Playing video games? Is that it? Is that what you mean? And then that's more nice and doesn't eat sailors. Hey, yeah, that's the thing is that they look one way and then all of a sudden, right? That's the thing. They change their appearance and all of a sudden they're crazy deadly.
Didn't we discover, I discovered it recently, that they found out that all the writings of mermaids have actually just been manatees?
Oh, yeah. Yep. I think you actually, I think I learned that from you.
At some
point. I think so. In some other context somewhere. Huh. I don't remember, but yes, I do remember that came up. That was a thing.
Yeah. It's kind of funny.
This is like a little bit of a tail.
Mm-hmm. Oh, great hacks. Putting parts of the body under the water so you don't have to draw them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%. Don't give away my secrets. Larry says, I wasted so much time recently playing ARK. I don't know what that one is.
I think that's a game.
It has to be.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Has to be.
ARK, survival. Oh, it's like looks like a mashup, like, monster game. I see a girl riding on a velociraptor with a gun.
Manatees and sailors with sea madness. What's up, Valerie? I joined on Facebook Live by accident. Hey, I'll take it. I'll take the view by accident. So switch here to see the conversation. What's already been suggested.
Oh, yep. I got your suggestions.
Yeah.
One of them is already suggested, so I got the ones that weren't.
Nice. Joseph's a pro.
I try my best.
All right, let me pick another one here. What do we got? You know, I actually have. So here's an interesting thing. Primal Gamer says Cerberus, but as a puppy. I have literally drawn a puppy Cerberus. And on this show. It's been a while. That was well more than a year ago. But I remember I drew a puppy Cerberus, and the two of the heads were playing like tug of war with a rope.
Oh, cute.
And it's on the print. It's on like the 2020 print, I think. It might have even been 2019, but I have drawn a puppy Cerberus before.
That's very
exactly. Cute. Let's see. All right, let's get the creepy one in. Let's do this Jin from Ghost Rick and Talkin'. Oh, especially during October, you know. We got to get the creepy stuff.
Yeah.
In there. Let's see. There we go. Wonderful mermaid thing. Yes, I'm glad you like it. No problem. We're still kind of warming up. So
I don't know what this thing looks like.
Jin. There's some weird looking Jins.
Wishmaster.
Like there's one that was like
oh.
Let's see. Yeah. Yes, of course.
That's terrifying.
There's one version though that I've seen that's like a head and like it's like a head hopping on a leg.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure. All right, I'm gonna draw this guy. He's got like these. Okay, yeah. I'm just gonna start drawing. Like, all right, and yes, okay, yeah. But yeah, no, I don't mention things that I've drawn before as an excuse not to draw them. It's just something that like sometimes it comes to mind. I'm like, oh yeah, I've drawn that before.
Yeah.
And especially if I've drawn something before and I wasn't quite pleased with it, I'm also up for doing it again because I like to leave it on a high note. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh yeah, there we go. But if I get one that I'm really happy with, then I'm like super hesitant to draw it again. I'm like, nah, I did a good one. It's already done.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you.
Gotta end on a high note.
Anubis. I was thinking of Primal Gamer. You pretend Anubis. I was thinking of putting. What is that movie called? Stargate.
Yeah.
Is that the one I'm thinking of?
I'm gonna turn off my noise canceling because there's just. There you go, because it was just yelling at me over and over again that the battery was dying.
Is there a Stargate movie?
Yeah, I've only seen the
Stargate movie Anubises, or like where it's like a human with like a head that's like a mask that's like way too tall for their body.
Yep. I need to watch the show. The movie was pretty good.
I watched it for the first time recently. I enjoyed it.
So did I.
I always confuse Stargate and Battlestar Galactica. I've never seen Battlestar Galactica. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, did you guys see the crossover I did with Nick on his channel, Ghost Freaking Talking? That was last Saturday. It was pretty good. We just did a bunch of like creepy stuff. I posted the stuff afterwards, so here's another one of those tests if you're actually following me or not. But that was pretty fun. Did you get all the winners' addresses yet, Nick? Did they all like? I mean, it's there. If they don't follow up, then that's on them. But I'm certainly not going to chase people to give them free stuff. They either reach out or they don't.
I won a contest recently, like a small YouTube contest.
Yeah.
For trivia, and they're like, "Oh, like, email me and I'll like your address," and I've never done it, and it's been months. I'm like,
well, then there you go. I mean, I think that actually happens a lot. Which, I mean, whatever. It's not always about the stuff, but
yeah, I do feel kind of bad though because I was like, "Oh, it's fine. They can keep their thing," and then in retrospect, I was like, "Oh, but you know, the person in second place might have really wanted that. Like that might have meant a lot to them."
Yeah.
So I was like, well, it was like, I think it was in either late July or it was early August. I'm like, I feel like it's too late to go back and be like, hey, here's the person who won second place.
Yeah. Now it's
actually, I know who won second place and she doesn't need it either. She's fine.
She's fine. Like speaking on her behalf. This is a crazy ear. Got like a crazy ear. But yeah, no, it was good. If anybody didn't catch it live, it's obviously still up on their YouTube channel. It was a pretty good time. It was just, you know, spooky horror movie talk the whole time, and prizes were had. It's good stuff.
Fun. I like winning things.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad. Yes.
Winning stuff is fun. You know those like Instagram giveaways that people do all the time?
Yeah, all the time.
I always want this stuff, but I'm like, first thing, I'm never gonna win. I don't want to harass everyone that I follow. I don't want to tag. Excuse me. I don't want to tag 30 people.
Yeah. It's funny because like for stickers, because I like it's an essential part of my business to have stickers. So anytime that like one of the sticker services has a thing, I'll usually participate. And like we've just fallen into this habit where like I'll tag Ray and Ray will tag me and Brian will tag me. Like it's just the same of us tagging each other every time because like we all use stickers and we all order them constantly for our own businesses and stuff. So, but like it's now just like it's unspoken that that's just what we do.
Yeah.
And so it's like us just constantly tagging each other over and over again.
I recently got your Bricks O'Brien gummy sticker. That was fun.
Oh, nice. Yeah, he made those into stickers, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
That was pretty funny. Oh my goodness. Were you there when Arctic Arts did that challenge on my show?
Yes.
His was great.
That episode.
I was like, well, way to make me. I was like, you try, you do this. He's like, all right.
Well, to be fair, he did Bayonetta from Bayonetta 2, which I feel like is more. It doesn't have that weird head shape, and I feel like the weird head shape that you had to include really threw things off.
Was mine from the first one?
Yes.
I don't know. I'm not like, I know of her, but like,
you did the Bayonetta from Bayonetta 1, where like her head is like, or her hair is like a triangle on top of her head.
Yeah, it's up. Like her hair is
so it
up.
really messes with the silhouette.
Yeah, it did. When I was drawing, I was like, how do I turn this to a gummy bear?
Yeah. I love it though. I think it's great. I'm very excited about Bayonetta 3.
Let's see. Primal Gamer says, have y'all carved pumpkins yet? I have not. I usually keep it to like the last, like the last week before Halloween. Otherwise, they're just like, they're done instantly, you know? They're like outside and rotten. So I keep it to like the very end, but I do tend to have a lot of fun with that every year. So like I've done, 1 year I carved Luigi, kind of in his like Luigi Mansion screaming pose. So he had like, I went and got like the cheap white gloves and put them on the sides of the pumpkin, like it was holding his face screaming.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, and put the hat on. And I did Mario 1 year, and that was just more of like a simple one. And then I tend to do it and have a lot of fun with it. And I also try to like roast the seeds every year and stuff. So
my family, we started doing like foam pumpkins that we could keep them year after year.
Foam?
Yeah.
Like stuff you would get like a hobby store and like carve it?
I don't know. Well, like you can buy them. They look like pumpkins, but they're made of foam and they're hollow, and then you carve them like you would a normal jack-o'-lantern. And then they're made of foam. Except that, I mean, my family, we haven't carved pumpkins in years, but when we used to do that, that was kind of our standard. And I don't think my mom recalled she didn't realize how delicate they would be. So she like took mine and just was like, oh, I need to put it in the basement storage. So she literally threw it down the stairs to be like, oh, I'll get to it later. And then it broke the image. I was so sad.
That is really sad.
Yeah, I think it was Midna from Twilight Princess.
All right, I'm gonna do Excalibur because that's cool. That's different for sure because it's not like character based. So I'm gonna do that one real quick.
Oh yeah, that is kind of different.
Not that there's anything wrong with characters. You just get a lot of that, you know?
Yeah.
Let's see. Getting some crazy deja vu right now. Have I done this before? Primal Gamer says my mom fed the squirrels in my neighborhood, so after we carve, they think it's lunch and they try chowing down the pumpkins. Well, that ends that pretty quick. That's a shame.
My dad used to feed birds. We had all these bird feeders, and there was always like a constant hassle of like moving them around so that the squirrels wouldn't eat the bird seed. And we live in a forested area, so all the guides are like, oh, you need like a 20-foot radius from like any roof line or a tree. I'm like, well, we live in the woods. like
that's it. We're here. We're not going anywhere else.
Yeah. Dorothy, we did a foam pumpkin per my daughter's request last year. We got it at Joann's on clearance. Yeah, it wasn't like they have them at like craft stores. You can buy them.
Is it orange?
Yep, it looks like a pumpkin.
I'll have to take a look and see what this looks like, because there's a very high probability at some point during this month I will go to a Michael's and get replacement black or gray markers as I do every year. Mm-hmm. So I'll have to take a look in there.
Yeah.
Their seasonal aisle.
Yeah. BG food.
What's up, John Y?
I don't know what BG Food is, and all I'm getting is a company called B&G Food Inc. Apparently, that owns Taco Bell.
So draw Taco Bell.
Yeah,
so
Taco
the
Bell.
so the lesson is draw Taco Bell. Let's see here.
I went to Taco Bell the other day. After work, on Wednesday nights, I go to my local game store to play D&D, and I normally run and get barbecue.
Isn't that new for you? Like you just started this D&D journey?
It's a recent development in my life. Like the last month or two. Yep. And I always go get barbecue, but the other day, actually the last 2 weeks, I've been running late, so I had to go to Taco Bell instead.
Man, I can't remember the last time I had Taco Bell.
I always get the Doritos Locos Tacos Supreme.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I do remember the last time I had Taco Bell. When my son was not even born yet, because my wife, who has been a vegetarian for 25 years, was like dying to have Taco Bell as a pregnancy craving. And I had to go get her something. I don't even remember what it was. And I was so like, I hadn't been there in so many years, not to sound totally dumb, but I was like, I don't know what to get here. And I was like, I remember like going inside and I was like, all right, my wife is a vegetarian and she told me I have to come home with this or she'll kill me. Can you please give me a suggestion on what to get for her?
Oh, so she wanted Taco Bell, but she still wanted it to be vegetarian?
Right. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. No, she didn't break it just for a pregnancy craving, but that was like, she had to have it. That was the last time I remember being at a Taco Bell.
So you mentioned not remembering what you wanted. I was at Chick-fil-A a few weeks ago, and it's interesting because I guess during peak hours, they have people like walking down the line of cars and ordering on their tablets.
Yeah.
You know, I thought it was so interesting. I'm like, they don't even offer you a menu because they're so confident you've already been here.
Yeah, you know what you're
enough times, and you know what you want.
Yep.
And their menu changes so infrequently. Like I feel like Taco Bell is always adding new weird things. McDonald's is always like changing their specials and what's on sale, but Chick-fil-A has like never changed its menu. So they're like, we don't need to give you a menu. You already know what you want. Just tell us.
I don't think I'm gonna keep those extra lines there. There's my Excalibur in a stone.
Nice.
All right, you can go down here.
Oh, John Wyatt, I meant Bigfoot. Have I told my Bigfoot story on here?
I don't know.
Okay, well, I'll tell it. And if you start remembering it, just let me know, and I'll stop.
Okay.
But I used to work at a craft store, and it was a craft store, but it was mostly home decor, which I always thought was weird, and lots of customers complained about. They're like, why do you call this a craft store when like 80% of your store is home decor? I'm like, I don't know. I don't own the place. I just work here.
I don't know.
But I was working in my line, and it was a slow day, and there was someone in another line, and I wasn't listening to the conversation, but you can kind of tell when you've worked in a place long enough when the ambient conversations around you aren't the standard. I'm like, I'm hearing words that I don't normally hear during the day. Yeah. So I like listened, and it was this guy, and he was like, you guys should really offer more Bigfoot decor. And I was like, what? He was telling my friend that he was like checking the home decor section and there wasn't any Bigfoot memorabilia and how he was disappointed in that. And I was like, oh, this is a character. And then there was nowhere in the store. So we kind of like engaged him in conversation, and he's like a huge like Bigfoot fanatic. Like he like believes in Bigfoot. And he was telling us how he lives like one county over, and he was saying that there's like a family of Bigfoot or Big Feet, I guess, that live on his property.
Of course there's a family of Big Feet.
Yeah. And he called the kids the Little Feet, which I thought was really funny. And how the Bigfoot species has a symbiotic relationship with the United States government. And they're a very shy people, and the government like will keep them a secret. I forgot what they offer the government. I don't remember, but he was talking about it, and then he's like, yeah, I have a Bigfoot cage in the back of my car. And we looked, and lo and behold, he had like a decorated pickup truck with like, I mean, it didn't look like some like Mad Max really cool cage thing. It was just like a chicken wire and like some welded pieces over the bed of his truck. But it was still kind of like a novel idea that he was like a Bigfoot guy. And he's like, yeah, I like recently filmed a thing with like the History Channel about it. It was wild. And then he left, and then a customer came up to my line, and I was like, you would not imagine the conversation I just had. He's like, what? Some guy just walked in and talked for 20 minutes about Bigfoot. And he's like, oh my gosh, is it the Bigfoot guy who lives in Lesby, the town over?
Do you know who that was?
And he's like, yeah, he's like the Bigfoot guy. And I guess he's like a local legend.
That's awesome. I'm starting up on Hercules as he appears in Marvel Comics. This is for Larry. And yeah, there's a lot of great suggestions. I was like skimming through them, listening to the awesome Bigfoot story, and I was like, wow, there's actually a lot of suggestions in here. So thank you guys for throwing those in. Appreciate it.
Is the Bigfoot for decor for him, or does he do it to make things comfy for Bigfoot? I think he just like loves the idea of them. I feel like from my understanding of what he was saying, he doesn't like talk to them, but like they know that he exists and he knows that they exist, but they're respectful of each other's boundaries.
Oh my goodness.
He just loves them, so he wants like decor in the house.
He's just respectful of their boundaries.
Which calls into question, like, why do you have a cage? Are you trying to capture one? I don't know.
Oh my goodness. What's up, Gator Bricks?
But yeah, I think the decor was for his own personal usage, not for the usage of the big feet.
And the little feet.
And the little feet cracked me up. I loved that.
Oh man. You know what? I do not recall that story. So thank you for sharing that story.
You should have gone all in and been like, you fool, that cage would never be strong enough to hold a Bigfoot.
You fool. You fool. So here's a fun thing. Again, not to harp on this too much, but here's another fun thing for some patrons. I'm working on my blog post that I'm going to put up for Saturday, and I've got approval from the publishing studio that I'm working with on that novel to release the name of the novel, a image of the main character, and a very brief, synopsis of what it's about from the author and the studio. So that's actually going to be the first time anywhere in the world anybody's going to see it outside of the actual studio. So they gave me permission for that. I think mostly because it's behind like a paywall already.
Yeah.
But they were cool with it. And so if anybody is once again on there, as I've mentioned several times, patrons do always get to see everything before anybody else. So that's going to be really cool, because I have literally been working on this for almost 2 months now, and nobody's seen any of it. So actually, if you dive into my Twitter feed, there is a tweet from like 2 months ago where I was like, man, I'm working on a bunch of stuff that like nobody's going to see for months. And that is this. And so that's going to be cool. It'll be the first time anyone's going to get to see any of it.
That's exciting.
So stay tuned.
Well, it's cool that you have like a couple cool projects you're working on. You're working on the comic book.
Yep. There's a lot of really good stuff going on right now, which is cool.
Yep. You have Inktober.
There's a million things happening.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to cheat again and just copy this over. Whoop, instant abs. This is how it works, everybody. It's like that.
You just got to get 2, and then you can copy the
other ones. Didn't you know that's how it works?
Yeah.
Release the Hinkle cut. Let's see. I want to see how this guy decorates his house. Hercules is a horse in Marvel. No. He's not a horse. He's a guy. I mean, at least according to this reference image I'm looking at.
Hercules has he has a Pegasus. Which
right.
Is a winged horse.
Right. Okay, he's got this giant belt buckle that is like a lion. Okay. But yeah, no, I'm really excited about just sharing that for the first time, so that other people can see, other human beings can see what I've been doing, and they're gonna keep doing comic conventions and stuff next year, like having booths and stuff where they'll sell their books and all that kind of stuff. And they're making their new banner for the year, and so they want to feature three of the upcoming titles, and they picked the one that I'm working on as one of the three. So I provided a high resolution image of the main character, which will be on their banner for the whole year as they travel around.
Oh, cool.
And I'm like a real artist now.
Yeah.
I'm a real boy. It's like I get to be a real artist. I mean,
exciting.
Not that like all the stuff I'm doing is not real, but
no, I get it.
It's cool. It's cool.
See, in Disney's version, Hercules has Pegasus. In mythology, it's Perseus that has a Pegasus. Oh, okay.
Yep. Gotta love those lessons.
Mm.
We learn here too.
Your older son might be in that age group. Is he like a Percy Jackson fan?
No, not that I mean, I remember taking him to see it in the theater, but I don't think he was like particularly like all about it.
Yeah.
The Disney film is very inaccurate. Thank you, Valerie. I would suspect that's probably the case for like most of them, right?
Yeah.
It's all just like, how do we just make this nice and whimsical and like, as child friendly and all that stuff, all those things.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's kind of what I would expect from them.
Yeah.
And then I would expect some like really awesome like indie animation studio to do like a lot more like faithful version of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I would expect.
Mm-hmm.
More hair. More hair on the chest.
Aren't they doing a live action Hercules movie? Like a Disney adaptation live action?
Yeah, probably. They're working on like 1 million of those.
Yeah.
I think. Okay. All right. So we've got this thing going on here. Got like this shoulder pad thing. I'm drawing this on another layer so I can just delete what I don't need underneath it.
Mm-hmm.
And we got like a ring right here in the middle, which is kind of cool. Cool little design. And then this goes over this way. So I should be able now to go on this level and just go.
Now it kind of looks like He-Man.
He-Man?
Doesn't He-Man have something like that? He has like a...
Oh, he's got like the H in the middle, right? Or like an X or something. There is something in the middle that's like holding his outfit together.
Yeah. It's a cross.
Is it a cross?
Yeah.
It's been a while. I haven't seen He-Man in a little bit.
I've never seen He-Man. I just know he has whack hair.
Funny Figs just commented on my post on Patreon. Thank you, Funny Figs.
Oh, hey there, Jeff. How are you?
What's up, Jeff? How you doing? Mythology, Jeff. It's all about the mythology. Okay. I always leave faces for last if you guys have not found out yet by now. I feel like that can literally make or break the entire thing. So I get like the most nervous about that.
Faces are rough.
They can be. Yeah, I was talking to somebody again on one of the Instagram lives about stuff that I'm, not as comfortable with, but like sometimes it doesn't show. And I'm like, just because it doesn't show doesn't mean I'm not uncomfortable doing it. Like I still get super nervous anytime, like traditionally, if I'm inking something, because I mean, I can ruin it. You can ruin the whole thing. Yep. Just do like a stray ink line. Like I could do like the most perfect pencil work, you can color it fine, but then when it comes to like that last little like time to ink it, if I do some weird stray line, like the whole thing's ruined.
Yeah.
So I get like super nervous and I'll get like quiet. That's when I get really quiet, is when I'm inking it. It's the last thing to do. Let's see. We call that Star King, Kevin. What do you mean? Who's that?
I'll look it up. What is Star King? I'm seeing nothing. All I'm getting is the common starling bird.
The common starling.
Oh, it changed it. It like auto corrected. That's why.
Did you mean this?
No. Star King is a watch. Ew, what the heck is that?
What is that?
King Star King. It looks like some sort of like weird. It's a Toonami show. It looks terrifying.
It looks.
Tony Starking.
Oh. Why do you call it that? Don't call it that. They're not bad. Dang it.
I've always said I think it looked like Robert Downey Jr. I saw it.
I did, and I drew it. I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
Now it's just funny to like give me the business about it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not even real. I bet you most of you don't even remember what it looks like. If I showed it to you, you'd be like, oh, yeah, that's not that bad. Did you watch the Star Wars Visions?
No, I've been meaning to.
So good. I actually watched it for the second time last night because my youngest son hadn't seen it, and so I let him watch it. And because each episode is like 15 minutes, like you can just run through the entire thing. You know what I'm saying? Like just sit there in one setting and it's done. And so I let him go through it, and he liked it. He was mesmerized. He like never spoke or moved. I was like, oh yeah, he liked it.
Speaking of not speaking or moving, that reminds me, I was watching the show Squid Games that everyone's like chatting about?
Yeah. I'm watching it. I'm currently in the middle of watching it.
Yeah. So I binged it like the day it came out, but I saw a TikTok and someone was playing it, but all the voices were marbled, and it was like, have you ever played Splatoon?
No, I haven't played it. I know what it is, but
see, they're like weird way of speaking where it's like,
oh yeah, yep.
All the voices sounded like that, and the person's like, for the first episode, I thought it was like a director's choice that they were all talking like that, and he's like, and we all just sat there in complete like mesmerized why they made this weird decision, because they're like, it's obviously not like a foreign language, it's like weird gargled noises, and it was just like a streaming error.
That's in order to preserve the creative vision. All right, there's our Hercules, Marvel Comics Hercules. Squid Game is awesome. I'm shocked, Kevin. Why are you shocked? It's not too much. I mean, I'm not done with it though. But like so far in the Kevin squeamish meter, like the worst part for me has been the guy getting his like hand crushed in like the print roller. I was like, oh no. Oh no.
I don't remember that.
That's like one of those real world, like they weren't in the game, they were in the real world.
Once they went back to the real world, I skipped.
Like, I'm done with this.
I was like, I don't need to see this. I'll just go right back to where they go back.
Oh, not at all stark. Thanks, Larry. Yeah, it was just like it's a quick thing where he's like trying to get his paycheck from his boss, and then he accidentally like shoves his boss hands in the print roller, and I was like, oh, okay.
I will say I feel like you and I are very similar on the squeamish scale. I was fine. I was all right.
Yeah. Downey Rock, Dobert Rowney Jr. And I see Chris is like, I remember, not Tony Stark. Whatever, get out of here. Get out of here. All right, let's do another one. This one will probably push us into the color part of today. Let's see.
Again, speaking of sitting in silence watching a movie, the other day I decided at like 12 a.m. it would be a good idea to start watching Titanic, which is like a 3-hour movie.
Oh my goodness.
So that was a great move on my part. But so yesterday afternoon I was looking up like production, like behind the scenes things about the movie Titanic. And apparently when it was coming out, there was a lot of negative press about it in the media because it was so over budget. They kept on delaying it. Mm-hmm. So everyone heard about it, but there wasn't like a lot of fanfare about it. And everyone was thinking it was going to be this big flop.
Sure.
And I guess the first time that the movie was ever shown to the public, it was at the Mall of America. And after people were leaving the movie Contact, they said, hey, we're going to be showing another movie. And you're allowed free tickets if you want to go see this upcoming movie. Like we're doing like a test shoot for it.
Yeah.
And they didn't tell them what it was. So all the things said like the movie you're about to be watching has not yet been released, blah, 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 blah. And then they found out that it was Titanic, and James Cameron was there. And he said that everyone in the audience sat in complete silence. And he was for like the first 10 minutes, and he was really, really worried.
Sure.
Why aren't they reacting? Like there was no emotion at all. Just everyone sitting in dead silence. And I guess what the people thought was they were just getting like the extended like introduction trailer. So he said once the movie went back to like from modern times back to like the period portion of the film, everyone started freaking out because they all thought they were just seeing like the first 10 minutes of it. And he was like, oh, thank goodness. He's like, I thought they all hated it, but they just thought they were seeing like an extended preview.
Gotcha. I mean, that was a good film.
It's a great movie. I enjoy it.
I like the at this point I can't tell if it's real or if it's just like fake internet lore at this point, but like the deleted scene of the lady tossing the thing in the water and like Bill Paxton comes out, he's like, what are you doing? It's like, stop it.
No, apparently that is real.
That's like a real deleted scene.
Yeah.
He's like, what's wrong with you, lady?
Yeah. But they said that it like kind of ruined the like.
Oh yeah, no, it doesn't fit the vibe at all.
Yeah.
But like seeing it like after the fact as a deleted scene is funny. Yeah. Because it just seems like a blooper. Like it doesn't seem real. Yeah. What's up, Echo Bricks? And hello, Brett's Builds. Have you seen Love, Death? No, I haven't. I'd like to because I'm a huge fan of Robert Valley. I think he's an exceptional artist and animator, but I have not seen it. I'm pretty sure that's his stuff, right? Because I follow him on all the things, and he was talking about it and like sharing some of his work from it.
Oh yeah, Val, the Titanic VHS that came in 2. It was 2.
Yeah, I had that.
It was such a long movie. It was 2.
And you get the little scene where it's just like some like water effect, and it's like, please take out VHS tape 1 and replace with VHS tape 2.
I vaguely remember that.
It's just like an image of like water.
Yeah.
And it's like waiting for you to switch. I'm trying to draw this in like the Egyptian art style.
It's cool.
That's what I'm trying to do. Thank you. But yeah, I'm like in terms of Squid Games, as of this morning, I am in the middle of the episode where they're walking across the like glass bridge thing. So I think I'm like near the end, but not quite there. The thing I like about it, I'm getting a lot of like Lost vibes from it.
I never watched Lost
before Lost got bad, but like Lost, like for the first several seasons, it was just like mystery on top of mystery on top of mystery on top of mystery, and it was like amazing. I was like, but what does that mean? But what does that mean? But what does that mean? And like, and then it was like there was no payoff, and it's like that was so infuriating. And I'm getting that from this because it's like each mystery just keeps leading me to another mystery and to another, and I'm like, what is happening? And I'm really hoping I don't like get disappointed at the end, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Gator Bricks. I was thinking that I thought the same thing for years. I'm like, ma'am, it was like 2 days.
What, the Ola is obsessed over a 2-day fling? Yeah. Yeah. Fight over who had to change the VHS. It's your turn. All right, let's see here. Were you happy with Sora being thrown into Smash?
Yeah.
Don't care.
I don't really care. I played Kingdom Hearts 1. I'm glad that it means a lot to other people. That's cool.
Yeah, I've always wanted to play Kingdom Hearts because it like the idea seems awesome, and the only reason I hadn't is because it had like for the most part had not been available to like Nintendo consoles. So I was like, well, I guess that's out for me then. So I'm really excited that they're putting over like whatever, like 1 through 3 or whatever on Switch. I'm like, oh, I can finally play these games.
Yeah.
And I feel like with so many people loving it, it has to be good.
Yeah. Apparently it's cloud save. I don't know what that means, but apparently that's like a horrific decision.
Does that just mean that like, yeah, it just saves to the internet?
I guess. I don't know, but people were like, oh my goodness, this is horrible. Like you can't play it in handheld mode.
No. Yeah.
And I was like,
oh, really? Yeah, that would be kind of a thing. If you can't do it in handheld mode, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, I don't think it's like you officially can't play it in handheld mode, but I think at least from like the 2 videos I've seen, people are like, it doesn't, cloud save games do not work well in handheld mode.
Interesting. I really thought though, when I was watching that direct, I really, really thought they were gonna pull a one more thing. I thought I was waiting. I'm like, you're gonna do it. Come on. And I thought they were gonna bring out our boy. Well, I was like, here he is. He's coming. And didn't do it.
Nope.
I'm like, all right. Okay.
They weren't feeling it.
They would have won the internet if they had, though. Because, I mean, there was so much positivity floating around from Sora and that announcement anyway. If they had gone just that little step further, like they would have just won.
Yeah.
People would have been
2 great directs in a row, which is like so rare. Normally their directs are kind of
yeah. Like, all right, that happened.
Yeah. These were 2 pretty strong ones.
Yeah, I was happy with both of them. Little headdress thing here. Not a bad button masher game. Oh, Kingdom Hearts. You played that, Nick? Interesting. You should play.
Coworkers are super into it.
Nick, you should play do you play scary video games? You should play scary video games, Nick. If you don't already. I'm forever haunted by the fact that I will never get to finish Silent Hill because my wife sent the game back to my friend before I was done with it.
Oh no.
It's like watching half of a scary movie and then literally never watching the end of it. It's like, oh, well, this is gonna haunt me forever. But like, it was an innocent mistake. She thought I was like, I borrowed Silent Hill 3 from a friend of mine, which is kind of dumb because I never played Silent Hill 1 or 2, but whatever. I was told that it didn't matter. And so I was playing it and I got to like a part of the game where I was like supposed to meet, like stuff was starting to click, but it wasn't quite there yet. And I was meeting somebody on the roof of the hospital. And then she thought I was done with it. And we were going to move And so she wanted to like make sure he had it back before we moved, even though I already talked to him and agreed that I could keep it until I was done with it.
Yeah.
And so she just mailed it to him. And I was like, what are you doing? I was done with it. And I guess I could have just bought the stupid thing and finished it, but I just never did. So I've never finished that game.
I recently bought a copy of Final Fantasy 13, a new copy, because my older sister took her copy back and I wanted to replay it. And I got like 20 hours in and it won't load the next level.
Well, that's just wonderful.
Are you kidding me?
Like,
and I looked up online and they're like, oh, it could be like a corrupted save file. They're like, if you have like a previous save file, you can try that. I'm like, okay, well, my other save file is probably like maybe 3-4 hours behind. That's not terrible.
Nothing makes me more angry than a quote unquote corrupted save file. I'm like, okay, I just played your game as I was intended and I just saved it as intended. So like, why is this now corrupted? Like, it just makes me so mad.
Yeah.
Luckily, that's only happened to me like twice ever.
I've never had it happen.
Like, what? What does that mean?
What?
When it's a corrupted save file. I'm like, what is that?
Oh, I thought you saw something.
Why are you telling me this?
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't know, uncorrupt it.
Just uncorrupt. Just uncorrupt.
Just press undo, go back, Control Z something. Come on.
Just pay your dues to society and uncorrupt yourself.
Yeah. Repent. I don't know.
One of those times was actually Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo.
Oh.
I was like, really? And then it was just like, bloop, and it was done. And it was reset. Like, oh. So that happened.
Yeah, I've never had a corrupted save file, but I did have my sister and I, we loved Pokemon Snap, the original Pokemon Snap. And we had our save file from our childhood. And
welcome back.
Thanks,
Professor.
Yeah, we were very, very proud of like the photos we had taken and blah, 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 blah. And then we had a cousin come and visit and he erased our save file to start a new one.
What a jerk.
Yeah. It was an accident, but it was
we have never forgotten.
We've never forgotten.
That sucks. That's pretty upsetting, actually.
Like, are you kidding me?
All right. He's holding the what is this called? An Ankh, I think. Right? It's
yes.
Ankh. Got this. And he has like this is weird. In the artwork, he's like holding this like staff perfectly 90-degree angle upright, but his hand is not at all in a position to hold it like that.
Yeah.
Like it, not at all the way he should be holding that, but that's how it is in the source.
Huh.
And this is like a little hook down there. All right, there's our Anubis. I thought this one was going to push into the color section, but it did not. Oh well. Oh well.
And he was never heard of again. I've seen him. I don't think he's come to my house though.
Yeah, we don't speak of him anymore.
Oh, Lyndsi says, my son erased one of my save files about a year ago. Luckily, I was able to retrieve it from the cloud, but there was about 10 minutes of panic. Oh, I totally get that. I get that. Mm-hmm. There's some games that, like the game Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
I love that game. And I've put a ton of hours into it on like my family PlayStation 4. But then when I moved and I got my own PlayStation 4, I was like, well, I don't want to restart, so I've just never picked it up since.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's like I loved that game, and if it was on my PlayStation, I would totally still play it. But I'm like, I don't want to restart, so I'm never going to play it again.
Yeah, because it's like there's the overwhelming feeling of having to redo it all over again is just too much.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna do Pandora's Box next. That was Dorothy's suggestion, 1050. I'm still haunted by I missed that. Haunted by the Bricks O'Brien gummy bear. All right, there you go. Put that in there. Stardew Valley's awesome.
Yeah, I like it.
I kind of stopped playing because I felt like I had accomplished most of the stuff I needed to accomplish, which was still like a crazy amount of hours. Yeah. But like once that like all the weapons and stuff or all the tools were all like fully upgraded and like the community center was 100% back in operation again. And, it's like then it like gets down to the point where it's like there's just not a heck of a lot more to do.
I do know that they released an update a few months back. There's like a new island that you can go to, so you have like a second like island farm.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
And my sister's been really into that. I saw a post recently where they unveiled like the most popular and the least popular villagers. Oh no, that's Animal Crossing that has villagers. I don't know what the townspeople.
Yeah.
And the least popular are the two kids.
Which
I'm like,
I don't remember the kids. What kids?
They're like two children. I'm like, I think those are the only two NPCs I have like no friendship with. Because I'm like, yeah, I don't want to talk to these kids.
My favorite is Linus.
I like Linus.
He's like He's like the homeless guy that lives in a tent.
Yeah, I like Linus.
And he's always just like, man, like when you're first talking to him, he's so sad. Yeah. He's just like, I'm sorry, I was just digging in the trash. I won't bother you again. And it's like, here's some food. What are you doing?
Yeah, he's like, I know I'm gross. I'm sorry.
That's just like poor Linus. That's the saddest thing ever. He was the first. I was like, you and I are gonna be best friends. Is what's gonna happen here.
Yeah, I think he was one of like my first like best friends, like maxed out friendships in the game.
Oh yeah. I really like. There's this design here that's. I know we're diving into color part, but there's like it's like black and kind of like a greenish glow that looks really cool. I'm gonna go with that on this. I know people like to give me grief because as soon as we get into the color, I always start picking like black and white stuff, but it's not on purpose. It just happens that way.
Let's see. Jeff says my next door neighbor borrowed the first Zelda game and erased me and my dad's save file, so that was cool.
That's cool.
That's terrible.
Did that first Zelda game have the option to have multiple files? Like I can't remember. Like I know it's a staple in every Zelda game. Like since then to have like the 3 file saves.
Yeah.
Like, did that first one have it? Only has one. Yeah, Pokemon only has one. Yeah, I mean even Stardew Valley has a couple, doesn't it? Like you can do different files.
I don't know. We all have like different accounts, so they're saved independently. I had a neighbor. I've told this story somewhere. I don't know if it's here, but it's a short one. He called me and he was like, "Yeah, my copy of Smash Brothers Melee isn't working." He's like, "And I don't know if it's my disc or my GameCube. So can I come over and can I test it on your GameCube?" And I was like, "Sure." So he came over and he tried it and it didn't work. He's like, "Oh, I guess like I need a new disc." And I was like, "Oh, all right."
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, keep going. This is sounding familiar. Keep going though.
Oh yeah, and then he went home, and then the next time we tried to play Super Smash Brothers Melee, our disc didn't work. And I was like, so then, like our parent, like my dad had to get involved and be like, "Your kid stole, like, my kid's stuff."
Yeah.
No, it's like, yes, he did. Your son's disc didn't work. He comes over, ours works now. Yours works and ours doesn't. That's suspect.
I remember this story.
Yeah.
Oh man. Let's see. What do I want to do? I think I want to do a screaming face, I think.
Speaking of Zelda games, I'm excited that they're putting the N64 games on the Switch, even though you have to do like a monthly fee, which is a bit annoying, but it's still cool.
Yeah. That is, yeah, it's good. It's good to see some love for stuff other than just NES and SNES, which has, I mean, I'm glad that that's acknowledged and given, some love, but it's just like, it's been a lot. It's like, okay, it's available online. It's got the mini classic version. It keeps getting like the library keeps getting like ported over and over and over again to like everything, whereas 64 and GameCube just kind of keep getting completely ignored. And it's like those things are not like as current as you think they are.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, I think that like, I mean, even Wii is getting up there. It's like what, 14 years?
Yeah. It's like that stuff is not like, I mean, it may seem in relation to like the other systems, like, oh, that's still current. We don't need to worry about it. It was like, no, it's not current at all.
Yeah.
Like there's entire generations of kids that have never played any of those things.
Yeah.
I'm just drawing some random screaming thing. I don't even know what this is.
I like his uvula.
Thank you.
My sister, she was in this like after school program when she was a kid.
Yeah.
And it was called Destination Imagination, and they had to do like a theater, like a little play that her and her little friends had to write, and they had to make the set and everything. And theirs was about dental hygiene. It had to have like some sort of moral. And theirs was about dental hygiene, and they had to have a puppet, and the puppet was a uvula. So it was like all these kids, and then for most of it, like the uvula just sat there, and then at one point it like comes alive and starts like talking to all the teeth.
Comes to life. That's awesome.
And so my sister, she played Sheriff Flosser, who came and flossed all the teeth and taught the kids about dental hygiene.
I always think, anytime I think about like dental hygiene and all, like I always think of like a first season Family Guy episode where Peter's like, what are we, a member of the Cavity Kid crew or whatever he says, and it's this quick cutaway of him and these like heroes all dressed up in like superhero outfits with giant toothbrushes, and the bad guys are in they're like grunt cavities, and they're just marching like, we put holes in teeth. We put holes in teeth. Come on, Cavity Crew. Like I could always think of that.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people get that reference because that's like first season Family Guy.
I've never seen Family Guy.
And I can't tell you how many times I have tried to find a GIF of that, of the kids like marching with the toothbrush, and it never works. I'm like, man, I always want to send that to people. I have a lot of appropriate scenarios where it seems like that would be a good thing to send.
Yeah, I've never seen Family Guy.
Ever? Like a single episode at all? Nothing?
Nope. I know that there's like a dog and that kid with the football head.
Yeah. Stewie.
And I know he has like a sad sister.
Meg. Shut up, Meg. All right. Where did I? Okay. That's what I thought. That's what I thought I did. Put this on another layer because you know we need more layers. All right. People were so enraptured by our storytelling that the chat has gone totally silent.
Oh yeah, it kind of has. I still like the that kid with the football head. Yeah, I don't know his name. I still like the River Styx with Furbies.
Oh my goodness,
that's awesome.
I can't believe you don't like that artist that I shared with you that did the Furby artwork.
I don't dislike. What do you mean I don't like them?
You're like, that's horrifying.
It's horrifying.
And you know that artist does that all the time.
I
can't recall if it's a he or she, but that artist does a lot of really, really great artwork. And then like once the artwork is shared, like, I don't know, a month later, all of a sudden there'll be a version and now there's a Furby face instead. It's like, it's so ridiculous. It'd be like, oh, look, I did this really super awesome detailed digital painting of Billie Eilish. And it's like, okay. Yep. And then a month later, now it's got a Furby face.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, all right. There's like a lot of those. There's a lot of those paintings from them that's like starts off as a realistic thing, and then all of a sudden you check back and now it's a Furby face.
Yeah.
Ray says, sorry, catching up on Inktober. It's fine, Ray. It's fine. Is it fine though? Is it okay?
Oh my gosh, I love the Furby Elsa and the Furby Sailor Moon.
Yes.
Oh, there's a Furby Link.
Are you looking at that artist?
Yeah. Furby Elrond.
And like all those pictures, if you go further back, you'll see the version that's not like that. So it's like, well, there we go. I think that's like their like de-stress. It's like, you know what? I just need something to like cool off. So I'm gonna put a Furby face on this.
I love that. I love a Furby. My sister for Christmas last year, she got me a framed Furby painting, like a print of a painting.
That's awesome.
And it's supposed to look like classical art. It's like this like very serene looking Furby surrounded by fruit. And it's in this like thick ornate gold,
like a Renaissance painting.
Yeah, it's so cool. I love it.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I plan on having like a gallery wall up my staircase, and I'm gonna have that in there.
All right, I want to do one last thing. Maybe I might not like it. So, but let's see. I want to do like a glow kind of. Let's see. It's fine. I'll leave it. There's our Pandora's box.
Yep.
Bubble of O says, ugh, you made me go on Instagram for Inktober. I'm old and I had to bribe a kid. Yeah, I was looking. I didn't see you. I was going to tag you because your suggestion was one of the days. And I was like, oh, Bubble of O's not on Instagram, so it's fine. Whatever. Then got on just in time to, yeah, exactly. See? Number 102. Pandora may be the Riddler. Yeah, it might be. I added that. There was no question marks on the initial. What's up, Gekkonator? On the initial reference image. All right, let me fuse all this together. Valerie, you need a reply. I don't know what I'm doing for your commission. You said you were going to take a couple of days and think about it. That was 2 weeks ago.
I think I'm actually on, if I recall, and if I put in a commission request a while ago, and I know that you're very busy, and this is not like me trying to poke me and like hurry it up. I totally
then you're still in the queue. I don't lose anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know when it's been a minute.
It has been. Yeah. Most people, I think it's like 8 months to a year at this point, I think.
Let me see. I'm going to look it up. I'll put it in.
All right. Let me pick another one here. What do we got?
But what I asked for is kind of obsolete now.
Oh, well.
But I thought of something.
That's a shame.
I thought of something else. So you'll still get my money. That's what matters.
Let's see.
Yeah, I wanted.
Let me see what this is.
I was going to see, because I think you used to do this for someone, but art for custom minifig printing.
Oh yeah. I can do it, and definitely if you'd already if it's already in, it's in. So like I'm
Yeah, but it's obsolete now. It was for a project that's got scrapped. So.
Wow, calling me out on a live stream.
No. Oh, that's Valerie.
No, yeah. It's fine. It's fine.
The project it's for got scrapped.
Oh, well then, I mean, I guess you didn't have to waste any money on it.
Yeah.
But I mean,
something different instead. So
yeah, if and that happens too. Like I'll reply to people and be like, all right, you're up. And if things have changed, but like you still want to use like the time slot for something else, like that's cool. I'm like, all right, what else are we doing then? Yeah. Let's see. I'm looking through and searching some of these other ones. Let's see.
Put mine back in there.
Interesting. That's an interesting character. All right, we'll do okay, how about this? What about Joseph? What's something you'd like drawn?
Oh, I just put it at the bottom of the list.
Okay, let's see. In the private chat or in the regular?
In the private chat.
Let me look at what this is. What are you committing me to? GAMAYUN. What is this? What is this thing? Is it like a bird person?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
A weird bird lady.
A bird lady. We can do it. We have the power. There's some interesting images.
Oh yeah, they do get a little funky.
Oh, I'm doing this one. I got to do the medieval one with like a little tiny like tiara thing.
Oh, all that's right. My favorite.
Like with the little note scroll. That's the one. That's the one. All right. Put that. Can you post it in the regular chat and I'll put it on the screen?
Sure.
Jeff says, Deckhand Smitty, but Azus, you got to be careful, Jeff. You can't turn every episode into always draw Deckhand Smitty as a thing.
There you go. I just put it
eventually, I do catch on eventually. I'm like,
yeah,
wait a minute.
I only got 2 Furbies in.
And then I was like, all right, you're done. I'm cutting you off.
I don't care, quote, how much it would mean to me. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. And you put it back in the private chat again.
I did? Oh, whoops.
Yeah.
I'll put it in the...
Can we turn every episode to draw something as a gummy? I mean, you can request a gummy bear episode because you're a patron and there's no limit. So as soon as I go through the whole thread and every patron got at least their first request done, I'm going to go back. And if anybody put more than one, I'll start doing like another wave. So if you want to, that's fine. All right. This medieval lady.
Oh, you said something and it reminded me of something. Oh, commissions that take forever. So
yeah.
Oh no, Jeff's gonna change an episode to a Deckhand Smitty.
I'm sure yeah, that's fine. Whatever.
Oh my goodness. So years ago, there was this Final Fantasy game that I liked, and one of the characters, it's like a side character, has this little plush toy. And I was like, oh, that's so cute. I want that. And I was like, oh, they've definitely made a plushie of this, and they didn't. I was like, wow, that's so surprising. And what it was is they've released plushies of that same character, but just ugly ones that don't look like
just ugly ones. Okay.
Yeah, it's like the plushie in the game is a lot cuter than the plushies in real life. So I found like a little while later, there was this episode of Shark Tank. It was like a rerun of these people who you can send in a drawing of like an imaginary, like if your friend or if your kid draws a picture of like an imaginary friend or like a weird doodle, you can send it in and they will make Final Fantasy 13, Lyndsi.
Yeah. What is the I've used this service before. It's
Budsies.
Yeah, I've used them before.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, I'll do that. That's so genius. And I went on there onto their site, and it was a rerun that I watched. I'm like, oh, I'll pretend I'm a child and do a crude drawing of this character.
Yeah.
And then they'll make it for me. And I went on there, and definitely people had caught on, and a lot of people were thinking like me. So they now offer like their premium service. It's essentially what it was is they were getting all these bad reviews because adults would put in characters and then they wouldn't be exactly like how they want. And they'd be like, well, this isn't what I want. And they're like, well, sorry.
You know, what's funny is I was about to say I used their service one time and I was actually very dissatisfied because I gave them like a perfect 360 turnaround of my character.
Oh no.
Like I studied this, right? I know what I'm doing. Like I gave them a professional character model sheet, front, back, side, and 3/4 view of my, and I was like, they're identical. And I was like, this doesn't look anything like my drawing. I was like, how can you do a good job like doing a kid's like scribble, but like you get an actual professional 360 model and you can't do it all on it? I'm like, well, okay, I'm done.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's what I mean. Unfortunately, it was a little pricey because it was like $100 to $200 to do the stupid thing.
Yeah.
And I still have it, but it was like, really?
Oh, I kind of want to see. If you ever think of it, I want to see what you got. I'm curious.
I got it was Sparks from Bricks in the Middle.
Oh.
I got 2 of them. I gave one away. I did a contest for it because I was like, I kind of don't like it. But I gave him the full turnaround, every angle. I was like, here you go. Here he is. And they were like, oh, you mean like this? I'm like, no, not like this. Bubble Levo says, that is ridiculous value for my Patreon support. See, Bubble Levo, that's what I'm saying. Look how much content I give. And I only ask for $1 a month, maybe $5 if you're feeling extra generous.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I sometimes it's like pulling teeth to get people, and the thing that really triggers me though, is I still to this day get the whole, I don't even know you had a Patreon. It's like, oh my goodness, I irritate myself with how often I promote my Patreon, and people are still like, I didn't even know you have a Patreon. Oh my goodness. But it's like, yeah, I think I have a lot of cool stuff that it's like,
yeah, that was right. Of the Patreons I subscribe to, yours definitely has the highest quantity of content that goes.
Thank you. I I get it. It's your money, and you could throw it anywhere. So it's like, why should you?
Yeah.
Jeff McElwee has commented on your Patreon post. All right, can't wait to read that one. So it's like, I'm just trying to make it a good value.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Fix that.
Yeah, so I saw that they totally caught on. So now they offer a premium service, which is where you can do original characters. It's mostly used by furries who want a little plushie of themselves.
It's mostly used by furries. Yeah,
it is that's what it's become. And good for these people that they found a market that works for them, and so good for them. And they're now when you order it, you get they'll make 3 mock-ups for you. They'll make one and you can be I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this. So they'll do redos for you. And but
Kevin, you have a website. And thank you, Valerie. Valerie says, my Patreon is the best I subscribe to as far as value goes. And so is Nick says, I'm a double patron. He is, because he's both a patron on Brickhead Family and Ghost Freaking Talk.
Oh, nice.
It's great. Love it. And thank you, Jeff. Jeff said the same thing. Appreciate that.
So I put in, I was going to go buy one, and they're like, oh, you can't just buy one. We're in such high demand. You have to put in a lottery ticket. And I put in a lottery ticket, and this was in 2017. And 2 months ago, they're like, we pulled your ticket.
Wow. Okay.
I was like, wow, finally.
2017 to now to 2021.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Were they just kept pulling more and more tickets, or was that just for the main draw? It took that long.
I think because they said that they pull 5 people a week.
Okay.
And I guess it just took them that long.
They just kept pulling. I got you.
I was like, goodness gracious.
Look how beautiful this lady is, and we're going to make her a bird. You are a bird now. Congratulations. With big talons.
Yeah. She's just colorful wings. That's cool. And her chest feathers are kind of iridescent. That's kind of fun.
It's coming. It's ridiculous. I love it. I love it. Where else are you going to see stuff like this, folks?
Yeah, totally.
I mean, I guess on the internet, but who wants to be there?
Wait, this is on the internet.
Let's see. Jeff says, speaking of patron stuff, I get to work on Arkham Asylum next week. Thanks, Joseph.
Oh, yeah, I recommended that. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Boba Levo, you said perhaps they should expand. So what they kind of explained is they used to have a team of their artisans. And because they've gotten so popular, they've now outsourced all of their
You're talking about Buzzy again?
Yeah.
Okay.
They outsourced all of their children drawings, the tier 1 instead of the tier 2. All the tier 1s are now done by a standard manufacturing plant over in China. And the tier 2 is still done by a team of 8 people, they said. Gotcha. Because they are the people who are getting the tier 2 ones are the ones who will say, I don't like this, you need to change it. The stitching is uneven. So they're so we do those all in-house. So they keep it a very small team.
Yeah, it's Yeah, because I was caught off guard with that because I do think it's a great concept, and I could definitely see the appeal for like taking your kids' drawings and stuff like that, and all of their, probably admittedly the best of the best marketing shots that they have were very impressive. I'm like, the fact that you got that from that kid's drawing is great, and it's a faithful recreation of that based on that. And so I'm like, so if I give you like a professional turnaround, this should be like a walk in the park. And that's why I was like just so kind of disappointed and shocked when it was like, oh, this is not at all like what I gave you.
Aww.
I'm like, all right, it doesn't look bad. Because if it looked bad, I would have never even given away the other one that I got. But like, I'm just like, this is just not what I gave you. Like it looks like somebody else drew this character. And like, I get that you're making it, but like, I gave you all the tools and information you needed to make this look perfect. So I don't know what you did.
They
even taking into account like the fact that it's a product, so it needs to, I get that there's other things that have to occur versus just a drawing, but I'm like, all right.
They told me, like, I submitted like my character flat lays or whatever, and they're like, you didn't make them properly.
This is not correct, sir.
Yeah, I added shading to kind of differentiate
like the
areas.
planes.
And they're like, no, do not add shading.
Do not do this.
Yeah, they're like, to us, a different chunk of shading means you want a different color. And I was like, oh no, that's just a shadow. They're like, do not add shadows.
I just put a shadow. I do not add that. Oh, I just wanted to show you. Please don't do that, sir.
Yeah.
All right, here's our bird lady.
I love it.
And now I'm going to add some color. Standing on a branch here. Of course.
Do y'all know anyone that does custom boxes? No.
Like packaging? No, nothing that comes to mind immediately, I don't think.
Maybe you can reach out, Jeff, to Abby Dabbles. Because she recently did like a custom box. Because normally she used to do blister packs, but now she did one that was in an actual box. So maybe Abby Dabbles can help you.
Moving on up.
It was for like a big set. Yeah, I don't think they're going to do any product shots of my Budsy order because it doesn't have eyes. My character has eyes. It has large button eyes. And they're like, oh, no, we don't do button eyes.
Oh.
So I'm like, oh, they're like, we can embroider fake buttons. I was like, no, just don't add eyes.
I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
Is that what you're planning to do, I assume?
Yeah. I'm like, I'll just sew them on myself.
Yeah. Good man.
Oh,
good.
Ew. You can check this out later, but I'm going to send this to you. This is ugly.
Ew. Ew.
Well, I mean, it's okay. It's not ugly, but it's someone's Budsy that they ordered. I'm like, of all the things in the world that you ordered, why would you order this? Oh, it's from one of my alternate Instagrams. Oh, now you know one of my.
Oh, you have alternate count. Nice.
I think I have 4 Instagrams.
Really?
Well, I mean, there's like my personal one that's like me.
Yep.
And then I have my my Lego one, and then I have my miniature one. That's the one I sent to you. Because I had that one opened.
What's up, Brick Vibe? How you doing? She definitely has a pretty yellow pale complexion on this.
Yeah, she does.
Actually, that needs to go a little further down into the feathers. You know, just drawing them bird women again. That's what I do.
This kind of looks like something. I mean, it makes sense because the Shin Megami Tensei always pulls from like mythos.
Yeah.
But this looks like it would be an enemy because there's an enemy that is a turkey body with an onion for a head.
I've drawn that. I have drawn that on this show.
Yeah,
I have drawn it on this show, and I had at Fan Expo Boston. I kid you not. I've got the print on display mostly as filler, right? I don't ever expect to sell them because it's for a live stream that chances are these people have never seen.
Yeah.
But this kid, definitely a kid, probably like a teenager, came over and he was like, "Oh my God, is that?" And he just like slaps like his finger on the print and he points to the onion head guy. He's like, and I don't remember the name. And he's like, "Is that blah, 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 blah from Shin Megami?" And I was like, the roasted chicken with an onion for a head? Yes.
Roasted chicken with an onion.
And he's like, "I cannot believe you have a print with this." And I mean, I'm like, well, it's like the whole thing. So, I mean,
yeah, it's like something Onma, something like that.
He was so happy though. He was, I mean, he wasn't happy enough to buy it, but he was like, "I can't believe," and I was like, "Well, it could be yours. You can take it home." And
no,
but it's like mostly because it was the whole thing. Like, you couldn't buy just that. I was like, well, nope, you got to buy the whole print with all 200 other things on it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, with Elvira and a Donk droid, you're getting all of it.
Oh, you're getting the whole thing. Yeah, I actually have a lot of fun when people like recognize something and it's like a fandom that they like really, really love. It's like a very rewarding feeling when they're like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you have so and so," and it's like, "Yep." Like, I like that.
I think the last episode I was on was robots, and you had mentioned that people ask for obscure things, and then I asked for Aunt Fanny, and then someone commented like, "I'm so glad that you drew Aunt Fanny."
I am so happy that you have Aunt. Yeah, it's like great. I really like it.
It means so much to me that you drew a roasted chicken with an onion head.
It means so much to me. I had this other guy who was at Kineticon, and he wanted to get the Earthbound stickers, which, you know, favorite game.
Yeah.
And he like straight up was just like, "Oh my goodness, can I please get the sticker set of the Chosen Four, please?" And I was like, whoa, this guy just like threw down the nickname of the group. I'm like, he's not playing around. And I was like, man, I love it. It's like, you're awesome, dude.
Yeah, it's like fun to find people who enjoy something you like, of course, but it's particularly fun to find someone who shares a very niche interest of yours.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's getting a little bit more widely, I don't know, not accepted, but like, I feel like 10 years ago, nobody ever knew what Earthbound was. When I would talk about it, like nobody I talked to would ever know what I was talking about. And now it's a lot more common for me to come across other people that have also played it and enjoy it. Like, oh, I'm not as weird as I used to be.
The only thing I know is about what's his name, Porky.
Yeah.
And Mr. Saturn.
Yep. So good.
That's all I know. Which I didn't know for a long time what Mr. Saturn, what his function was in Smash.
He's just an item.
Well, no, he actually has a purpose. I was like, is he just something to throw at someone?
What's his actual purpose? I thought he was.
Protects you from projectiles.
Oh, you just hold him and he'll like block it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that until like very recently because I had to look it up. I'm like, I'm like, there has to be more than just
toss this guy
and you just toss him at people.
Yeah. That's pretty, I didn't know that.
Yeah. My sister and my older sister and I, when we played, we would always try to keep Mr. Saturn on the stage for as long as possible. So like
protect him.
Yeah, we would literally like stop the fight so we could like run and grab him before he jumped off a ledge and like reset him. No, you're okay.
Protect him at all costs.
Yeah.
All right. And somebody is taking a shower upstairs if you hear random running water now and are confused.
What is Mr. Saturn?
And it's an enlightened race, a secretive race that are hidden. You come across their village, and the thing is, the game is supposed to take place like in just like your current world. Like, you know, it's not meant to be necessarily fantasy. It's like, no, this is, here you are, you're random kid in whatever land USA, and it makes a point to be like you're in the US. Yeah. And you just find this secret hidden race of enlightened people that live like in the mountains, and they've just evolved beyond everything. And it's kind of silly because they're so ludicrous looking and they kind of talk dumb, but like they're smarter than anybody else. And they like know how to travel through time, can do time travel.
Yeah.
So it's pretty great.
They kind of look like those really dumb chicken things in like Twilight Princess. Kind of give me the same vibe.
Oh, those stupid things are awful. Like
horrible.
I remember the first, like, don't you get the first time one partners up with you, it's like almost like an item.
Yeah,
right? Like Link like holds his hands out and it's like, hey, you're partnering up with this guy, and I'm like, oh god,
yeah, it's horrible looking.
What is this?
What is it called?
Like a Koro or something? I don't know. Something like that.
Something like that. It's ugly.
Oh god, get it away from me. I was like, these things are disturbing.
Funny enough, it's a chicken woman.
It is. Yes.
Oh, ew, it's babies even worse. I'm looking it up now. It's babies even uglier.
Oh.
Because it's just like a floating head with like wings and like these weird pink eyes. Ew, and this one's smiling. When it smiles, it's uglier.
It hasn't grown into its face yet, or its body.
Yeah, it doesn't have a body.
That's a shame. Do the chickens have large talons? I don't have an idea what you were talking about.
Ew. Now I'm looking at people have like done like clay sculptures of them, which I mean,
Valerie thinks she's
having
cool.
talent, but
Valerie says she's awesome. This could be someone's Halloween costume.
Mm.
And almost done with this one.
It looks really cool.
Just a lot of coloring. Yeah, I mean, she's got some pretty colorful wings in this picture I'm looking at. Yeah. More so than a lot of the other ones. They're kind of like just bland. But oops. That's not what I wanted to do. Little bits of blue in there, and then let's just do this tree branch and we should be good. Yep.
It almost looks like the tree. Oh, those are her tail feathers. Okay. I'm looking at the reference. I'm like, what are these feathers coming from?
Yeah. Yep. I actually didn't even realize at first that she had a tail.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's a bird. Oh, it's a tail. Oh, of course. Of course. All right. There we go. Dunzo.
I like her. Thank you.
Absolutely. You come with me.
Yeah, harpy. It is very harpy-like.
Oh yeah, yep.
Most of my
tail feathers.
Most of my knowledge of harpies comes from my very limited knowledge of Yu-Gi-Oh, and I just remember like one of the enemies that Yugi has to fight has like the Harpy Sisters cards, and they're like very difficult to fight if you have like all 4 of them or something.
Yu-Gi-Oh. That was the thing back in the day, man.
Yeah. Let's see.
All right. Should I do a new Bigfoot? It's been a long time since I've done a Bigfoot. I think I should do another Bigfoot. Bigfoot was on the 2019 print. But let's do that one. That was John Y at 1051 a little while ago. Let's see.
Wow, that was a lot.
That was funny because that was when the comment you were like, I don't know what BG food is. What is BG food?
Oh yeah, BG food. I was like, what is that? Wow, there are a lot of harpies in Yu-Gi-Oh! Harpy Girl, Harper Lady Sisters, Harpy Lady 1, 2, 3, Harpy Candelier, Harpy
Lady 1, 2, 3.
There's like 1, 2, and 3. Harper Lady Elegance, Cyber Harpy Lady, the Harpy Conductor, the Harpy Brother,
the Harpy Conductors,
the Harpy Paladin, the Harpy Perfumer, the Harpy's Pet Baby Dragon, Harpy Party.
Harpy Party?
Yeah. Harpy Hunting Ground, Harpy Featherstorm, Harpy Feather Duster. Lots of harpies.
All right, let's see. I'm going to do that classic pose. I did that last time, and I'm going to do that again. The pose.
Ooh, you could be kind of a fun theme.
What?
Cryptids.
Bigfoot. Oh boy, yeah. Nick doesn't believe in Bigfoot. He just believes in Mothman. I'm sorry. What did you just say?
Cryptids.
Yeah, no, that'd be a great one. I think. I thought there was one. Maybe not. I think Nick. Nick put a few in because I said you can, and I think his next one actually very timely, very very timely. He wanted monster movies, and that's coming up in 2 weeks. And so that's going to be like right before Halloween. So like, couldn't have timed it better if you tried. That's a pretty good one. And then next week we have 80s cartoons, heroes and villains. And that is from Jinxie425. And I don't believe Jinxie has ever been on a live stream. I don't believe.
Yeah, I chose villains because there's something I've wanted you to draw multiple times. And every time there's a chance to get it to work, I'll give it a shot, but you've never drawn it. So.
Just villains in general?
No, I want you to draw Yubaba from Spirited Away.
Oh, that's that the old lady?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be a fun one to do.
Yeah, there was one where you just did like cartoons, and I did that, and then you did one you did hands. I'm like, oh, she has all those rings, and she's like old. And I'm like, that'd be cool to have like.
You keep trying to like sneak it in, and it doesn't work. It's like,
yeah, and you always just go for it.
Like, oh wait, is that from Joseph? All right, moving on. And yeah, we did do. Yeah, he just believes in ghosts. Oh, thanks for reminding me about that sticker coupon, by the way. Just put in an order. Oh, did you, Ray? I thought it was already expired. I thought it expired on the 6th. Because I was like, all right, I'm done. Because I didn't put an order in. I was going to, and I didn't. And I thought the time had passed. We did do a couple cryptids on the crossover one. We did the Snallygaster, which was great. The Snallygaster was, so you were there, Joseph, when we did the first Brian crossover stream, right? Oh, wait a minute. Joseph went away. There he is.
Hi, I'm back.
There's 2 Josephs. Let me get rid of the
I don't know
first
what
one.
happened. My computer just went black.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
Did your battery die?
It's plugged in.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I have no idea.
Oh, okay. Well, now it's rebooting.
Nice. Maybe it did one of those installs, and it's like, we need to reboot to install this.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you were there when we did the first Brian crossover episode, right?
Yes.
And we did like the Minecraft dolphin. Remember that one?
Yes.
Yeah. So when I did the crossover with Nick the other night, I was talking to him about that, about how like Brian and I were like certain that nobody was going to get the Minecraft dolphin because it was just like such a weird, obscure character. Like no one's gonna get this one. This is gonna be the one.
Yeah, Minecraft mobs kind of like start looking the same.
Yeah, I mean it's all just a square, and like I did like this, and someone's like, "That's a dolphin." Like what? And then even Ray with the that character from Undertale, where I drew like the tooth and that was it. It was enough. But so like when I was on the show with Nick, I was like. He was saying, I don't think anybody's going to guess the Snallygaster. And I was like, yeah, you're probably right. Cause this is like super, like obscure. And, Steve got it within like seconds. It's like pretty funny. It only took one hint that it was a Maryland thing. That was all it took.
And what was it?
The Snallygaster.
Snallygaster. What is that?
Yeah, take a look at it.
Because I'm from Maryland and I don't know what this is.
You should know all about this. You should know all about it.
What is that?
Oh, there was a sticker mule one too. Oh, okay, I got you.
What is that? That is so creepy.
That's the Snallygaster. It's a local legend.
I've never heard of that thing. Our local legend is the Maldire Witch. That's my town legend.
Oh, you know what else, Nick? Since you're here, since I have you, my barber. I've got a new barber. New as in I've been seeing him for like I don't know a year or so, but he's in this little tiny shop that he bought that he believes used to be like a front, like for money laundering. But so he got like a deal on it. It's like a super cheap place, and he is quite certain his shop is haunted. And he has told me lots of stories and stuff. Like he'll leave, and then like he'll come back the next day, and every single light in his entire establishment is on. And he's like, I did not leave this on when I left work. And I was like, you should talk to my friend. He does a paranormal podcast, and you should tell him all these stories. And he's like, I'd be willing to. And then I'm like, then again, I also remember telling Nick, you should interview Greg Highland. And that's still, we're almost a year in, and that still hasn't happened. Maybe not. Maybe never mind. I need to shrink Bigfoot. He is gigantic. I should probably shrink a bunch of these folks at this point.
All right, I'm joining back in on my computer, so I'll be back in a second.
All right. No problem. Yoop. All right, there you are.
All right, I'm back.
What's up, Doc? Got Doc Sampson in the house.
Hi,
Doc. A little while, Doc. How you been? I did have that thought. I'm not even kidding. I was like, oh, you should talk to my friend. He does this. And then like, I didn't say it, but in the middle of me starting to like set this thing up, I was like, oh, but last time I did this, they literally never followed up with the guy. It's like, I have to see my barber all the time. Do I want to do this?
You know what this kind of looks like? What is that character's name from Tarzan?
Oh, the gorilla?
Yeah.
The one that like Rosie O'Donnell did the voice for?
Yeah.
I could see it. I was looking at the old grainy black and white photograph is what I'm looking at. But
I think it's like the pseudo pompadour. I think that's what it is.
Yeah. I was like, oh no.
Turk. There's a horrifying plush toy of Turk. Ew, that thing's ugly. I love
Definitely
it.
Not
Ew, it's so gross.
We here at Budsy.
Speaking of plush toys, because I've been playing D&D, I have a couple dice, and now my dice don't fit in the little dice box that I had because I had to buy a few more. And the DM was like, "Oh, you should go buy a dice bag." And he's like, "We sell them over there." I'm like, "Oh, well, I don't want to buy any dice bag from here," because I feel like everyone would have one.
Yeah.
And I was looking on Etsy, and they're all like pretty standard. But then I was like, "Ooh." In the 90s, they came out with Furby plushies. They don't have any electronics inside of them. They're just plush toys. And I'm like, what if I gutted one, added a zipper, and turned it into a dice bag?
Of course you would.
So that's
what
I'm doing.
Of course you would. Oh my goodness. A gutted. That's great.
Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. That's what next paycheck, I'm gonna.
That's your goal.
That's my goal, is to buy a. If anyone has a vintage, Furby buddy, that's what they're called.
Ready to be gutted.
Ready to be gutted.
You're taking volunteers.
Yeah. Joseph, please do this. I'm going to. I just have to find one.
All right, and yeah, that's enough. We're gonna do like a dark brown. Please share it with us in our top secret Discord.
I will. Oh, Jeff, that while you're here, that guy who's like really scared me at D&D last week, who was like really intimidating as a player, he didn't show up this week. Thank goodness.
Kevin's been putting people on blast this today. And let me tell you something, Ray. No, Nick, no, I've given Nick grief forever about, because I'm like, he's really funny. I think Greg Highland's hilarious, but he's got like a monster book. I'm like, dude, this guy is 100% in your wheelhouse. Like, talk to him. And he was like, oh yeah, I'd be willing to do it. He's just too lazy. I've given him grief numbers of times. I think their Kickstarter is up now, I think, for their book. The Europe, it's like Monster Atlas Europe version or volume 3, I think.
Keep
Anyone else you want to call out for never following up? I mean, should I? Are you not entertained? I'm just happy that people are here. They might not ever come back though if I keep calling them out.
Yeah, keep bullying your audience.
I'm gonna keep bullying it. No, I'm no audience bully.
We'll leave that to Brian Saviano.
He's good at that.
Were you there? Yeah, you were there when he did his big Muppet energy thing, right?
I was the one that redeemed it.
That was so funny.
I had a moment. I'm like, I was made for this. I was like, because it's like a ridiculous redemption value.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Really high, and I don't ever redeem anything. So I was like, I have been waiting for this moment.
Yeah,
I didn't expect that. I really didn't expect it to go down that way. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I told him that in Star Wars Episode 1, I told Brian, I was like, you look like Boss Nass when he does that, like,
you saw come to the Gungan.
I was like, you look like freaking Boss Nass, dude.
Oh man, that's
what you thought was funny.
Yeah, that is pretty good. All right, there's our Bigfoot.
I like it.
What is he? Let me look at this picture again. What is he behind? He's like behind logs and stuff. Part of me wants to. All right. Let me just do something to kind of cover up a little bit.
Make him look a little bit more spooky and hidden. Are you? Oh, you should just copy and paste to make a little tiny one. That's Littlefoot.
Copy, paste, and done. I'm gonna do just in the foreground to kind of cover up because in the picture, right? There's a log right here.
Yeah.
And brush and twigs and stuff.
So annoying. I keep on having to mute myself. I'm having a coughing fit. So annoying.
Oh. I'm sorry.
It is what it is, but I'm sure you and your audience don't want to hear me hacking away.
That reminds me of whatever I tagged something because there was a funny comment and it just happened to be when you were commenting. You're like, why did you tag?
Yeah.
Why did you timestamp? Why did you I was like, I didn't even notice that until you pointed. I was like, I was just doing it because that was when the comment was. So it was funny. Yeah. Like, oh, you're right. That is what happens then.
Yeah, it's I saw you comment. I was like, oh, what's this timestamp? And it's just me going I was like, thanks a lot.
I know, Ray. The picture does it doesn't show his feet in the image. He's walking behind rocks and sticks and stuff. That's kind of what I want to go for. Last time I did Bigfoot though, I did draw the entire Bigfoot, even though that was not visible. Bigfoot, go over there. Go there. There you go.
Oh, this is interesting. This is not an ad. I'm not a Target spokesperson, but apparently Target's selling their gift cards for 10% off up to $500.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's moderately interesting.
All right, let's see. What do we got here? Let's go back through we got lots of suggestions to pick from.
Oh, I just noticed what your icon is, John Y. It's a Clockwork Orange Snoopy.
It is. It's so, yeah, it's interesting.
I saw this. You know the people who made Fashion Rat? You remember Fashion Rat?
Oh, I drew Fashion Rat for you.
You did draw Fashion Rat. It was my sister's request. That his company is called Obvious Plant, and he makes fake toys. And one that he did recently is he has this fake collection of apparently communist USSR made knockoff Snoopies.
Oh.
And he's called Sneppy. And he's always smoking. That's the whole he's this disgruntled looking Snoopy, but his name is Sneppy and he smokes.
Sneppy. Let's see. Oh, we could do a Medusa. That was really early on. Put that one in the
Yeah, we got a lot of Medusas. Yeah, Obvious Plant Sneppy, my first cigarette, and it's Sneppy smoking a cigarette, and then the smoke says, "Big yum, now with more tar."
Big yum. All right, Hercules. You got to move. Was Hercules in the same as Medusa? Who's the person that beat Medusa?
I don't know.
Not Hercules.
Beat Medusa.
It was not Hercules. It was somebody else, wasn't it?
Perseus.
Perseus did. With what's his name? The little mechanical owl. Bubo.
Mm.
Yeah, this is. Yeah, I want to do that one.
I like how Lyndsi.
Valerie and Lyndsi are
commented
all over
whatever.
this.
Like, there's like a question, and she's like, "I know the answer to this."
I love it. I think it's great. They're mad at us because we're taking too long. How do you not know the answer to this?
I had to Google it.
They know their mythology. I would hope that, I mean, Lyndsi suggested this one, so I would think she's somewhat knowledgeable about mythology. It'd be like Mevitz being like, "Can we do Battlestar Galactica?" I've never seen an episode though. Like, oh, I mean, we can.
I love mythology. Ha ha ha.
Well, there you go. See, perfect. Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Battlestar Galactica. Yeah, I had no clue what Battlestar Galactica. Like, I know it's a thing. My only knowledge of Battlestar Galactica is the thing from The Office where he goes like,
right,
Battlestar Galactica. That's the only thing I know about it. So I was like, I have nothing to contribute. I'm not gonna get this. So
no, it's fine. I mean, it was fun. I was happy. I'm always pleasantly surprised with what can be created in an episode, regardless of whatever the theme is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I was also personally, I was glad. I really was glad that Jeff was there because I've never seen an episode, so I could have just been like, "Yep, all right, let's do that one." Yep, and like it's not like accurate at all.
Yeah,
like because I would have no idea. I wouldn't be able to fact check anything really.
Yep.
But yeah, it was fun, and I am glad that we got Jim on there playing Dwight. It did make it on there, so that was good.
This meme. So I'm on Instagram, and someone posted a meme, and on farms where they'll have like cow grates, so like a cow can't leave a certain area.
Yeah.
Well, so there's one, and it's a picture of a horse that like stepped inside of one, and it says ground beef, and I'm like, well, that's a horse. It's not a cow. And I'm like, this makes no sense. It literally is just a horse that has like its feet inside of one of those things. The horse does not look like it's in peril, to any of those who wonder.
Joseph Zawada swinging, and he's like, "I'm gonna tell you why this meme is wrong.
It just is ground beef. It's a horse, not beef. It's not a cow."
Speaking of horses, what's up, Matt Elder? Family there. Hello.
We've already filled our quota of horse-related requests, Matt, so we're good.
We've already met our quota.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Whether Kevin will draw it, that is yet to be known, but someone else started the horse discussion, just saying. That was me.
Yes. True. You know what? I've mentioned this before, and as a fellow Zelda fan, Joseph, I know you can appreciate and understand what I'm saying here. So I wanted to get, or I still want to get, a tattoo of like the 3 classic pixel hearts. Probably like on my chest, like where my heart would be. That's like something I've wanted to get for many years now. But I saw another tattoo that somebody had that I kind of just I never even thought about it. And I'm like, okay, that's actually kind of cool. But they had tattooed the Triforce symbol on the back of their hand, like how Zelda, Link, and Ganondorf have it.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that didn't even cross my mind. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like I've seen people with the 3 hearts tattooed on their chest above, like I've seen it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Like that's kind of where I got the idea. I'm like, I kind of like that. But yeah, I saw somebody with the Triforce tattooed on the back of that. And I was like, oh, that's actually a pretty good idea.
I have I don't know how she's related to me, but I see her at like when we have like extended family functions. I think she's my step grandmother's niece, whatever that makes her to me, which literally means she's absolutely nothing to me. But she has
you are nothing to me.
She has one of the stained glass windows from the Hyrule Castle in Wind Waker.
Yeah.
And it's like her entire back is like this giant stained glass window.
Is it well done?
Yeah, it is well done.
Okay, because you know it can be like poorly executed. It's like,
yeah,
that's cool though. That's awesome. Yeah, Brian has told me several times. He's like, "Don't do it because you're gonna like want a million tattoos." I'm like, I don't want a million tattoos. I really don't. It's like I kind of just like want to have the one. And then I was like, oh, I saw this one. I'm like, okay, now I kind of want to have the 2. But I was like, I'm not going off on like some tangent. Like I need to have a whole sleeve. It's like, nah, I'm good.
I like the look of like people who have like are fully completely covered in tattoos and it's like creeping up like past like their collar. I think that looks so cool, but it definitely does not fit me. It would make no sense for me.
Yeah, a certain kind of person, you know.
Yeah, and I'm not that person. I wish I was that person. I wish I was that cool, but I'm not that cool.
So Justice Kevin, if you get those, you need to get the Ghostbusters 2. No, I'm not gonna get the. I mean, I like Ghostbusters, but I don't like it enough to tattoo my body with it. Like Zelda is one of the only things that's like hardcore Zelda fan my whole life. I'm like, yep, that's something that when I think about what would I want to permanently adorn my body with, and I'm like, yeah, that's something I could see.
Yeah, I used to want Lyndsi, if you're still in the chat, you'd appreciate this. I wanted to get the. I mean, I don't plan on ever getting tattoos, but the Lyndsi brand, I thought that'd be cool, which means absolutely not. It's a Final Fantasy thing.
I was like, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, it's these brands that all of the main characters get, and it's like a mark that you have magical abilities.
Fake fan. That's fine.
I thought that was cool.
If not wanting to tattoo it on my body makes me a fake fan, I'll gladly accept fake fanness. That's fine.
You should get you know those portraits that people like memorial portraits that people get on their calf?
Yes.
You should get that of like Mr. Saturn.
Oh my god.
So you should get
oh man. Yeah, with like the big RIP date and stuff on it.
Yeah, and it's like whatever the last game was released. I don't know, what was in 1997.
Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, if you want to even be technical, the third one never got a US or outside of Japan. So it's like all these snakeheads are gonna take forever.
True.
It's all right. I'm probably gonna draw 3 and then cheat and copy and paste them all.
Right now she looks like the coronavirus cell.
Yep. Yes. It's interesting when you go back and look through the streams through the course of like 2020, because all of a sudden it's like that, like, the little virus thing, right?
Yeah.
Like starts showing up and this is before I started doing themes really. In 2020, and like all of a sudden you just see it over and over and over. Like it just starts popping up like in every episode. All of a sudden, it's like, can you draw the coronavirus as like a bad guy? Can you draw the coronavirus as like a mascot? Can you draw the coronavirus like thing? Can you draw the word year 2020, but like as a like, you know what I'm saying? Just like all of a sudden it was like every episode it started like, I get that it was very topical, but it was like, oh, and there we go. And we hit.
Yes, Doc, it is me.
It is the Joseph Zawada.
The one and only. How did I describe myself? The chronic oversharer. That's how I described myself.
Yes, you did. All right, let me do a little bit of cheating by just random splotches of black.
Mm-hmm.
It works.
Can you draw a gummy coronavirus on a mythical horse with a woman's body?
See?
Oh,
Here we go again.
Goodness gracious.
Cue up the gif of like the GTA guy walking, but like, oh, here we go again. Walking down the alleyway.
Speaking of coronavirus, like making its way into everything, there's this YouTuber that I like, and she always like talks about random weird internet situations, and one that she talked about recently was coronavirus romance novels.
Oh. All right, look, here we're going to do this. Only you guys watching this show right now will see this, okay? Nobody else is going to see this because they're not going to get it when they look at the artwork later. We're going to draw a little snake head up here.
Aw.
Look how happy he is.
Oh, it's like a ditto snake.
He's a little happy snake. He's going to have little cheeks.
Oh, Ben, it's not really a discussion. It was just a brief mention. Oh, he's cute.
Oh, what's up, Ben? Here we go, kid. All right, so he's a little cute little snake. No one's going to notice that when I post it. Like they'll just, because when I post it, it's like you get to see this, right? So like no one's going to pick up on that. So only you guys got to see that little happy snake up there.
What an honor.
So remember that. Make sure all your peers feel guilty for missing it.
Wait, what? Well, that's not what I thought you were going to say.
Huh?
What did I say? What did I say, Deanna?
All right, I think that's enough for color. I really wanted to just draw her head anyway.
I'm still rooting for the river sticks with Furbies.
Oh my goodness. What time is it? 12:30. I'm like, oh no. Maybe I can do something as long as you're not expecting greatness. I mean, this is the doodle stream, right? These are just doodles. I'll admit, sometimes they're pretty good. Like I'm pretty proud of them, but they are just messing around is all this is.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, Deanna. I thought I said something bad. I was like, what did I say?
Oh no, not again.
I don't want to get in trouble.
Don't get in trouble. I hear you can get in trouble somewhere else.
Speaking of the river sticks, I played this game recently called Spiritfarer, which is kind of river sticksy idea that you're.
I've heard of that one.
Fear of the Dead. It was cute. It was a fun game. It was calm, relaxing.
What was the goal? Take people across the river?
Yeah, you come across spirits, and then you like complete tasks and stuff like that. You have to like keep them fed and stuff like that. And then after you complete their tasks, they're like, I'm ready to go. Oh my gosh, Deanna. That's funny.
Ready to move on. Already did. Oh, I don't know what this is. And let's get a darker green.
It is kind of Animal Crossing-y. It is.
I mean, I have not played Animal Crossing since it first came out, which was GameCube, I think. That was the first Animal Crossing game, and I loved it. And I remember playing it, and I remember doing all the dumb things you're supposed to do, like getting up at an absurd hour because only something happened at a certain time of the day, and or staying up really late and getting in trouble with my parents because I was up late playing a dumb game. I remember my dad coming in my room. He's like, "Are you seriously up at 3 a.m. playing a dumb game?" I'm like, oh no. I have not played any version after that. Just the first one. That is it.
I feel like I was like most other people who were introduced with New Horizon, where I played it incessantly and put an insane amount of hours into it, and then one day I just never touched it again.
Yeah. I mean, that happens. I feel like it's one of those games where you get all about, like, you're all in, and then the bug is gone, and then you put it down.
I'm like, okay,
it's like, all right,
it's
done.
I was thinking recently, and this isn't. I don't think this is a controversial statement, but I mean, everything can be cheaper. I'm not trying to say that
everything can be cheaper.
Well, you know, people say that like video games are way overpriced.
Yeah.
But my thought is, how I've kind of been thinking is, okay, Animal Crossing is a $60 game. $60 is a lot of money. But how I think about it is, I mean, I've gotten 300 hours into Animal Crossing. So if you decide to fight, let's see, 60 times 300 hours, that's 20 cents an hour. That's not bad. That's not bad. Because how I kind of think about it now is my main three like fun expenses are like the unmentionable hobby that can't be mentioned.
Yeah.
Food, like going out to get food, and video games. And I'm kind of like, well,
the unmentionable hobby. That's probably that's my favorite way anyone's ever explained it. Go on.
The unmentionable hobby.
Yeah, I like that.
So now I'm like, okay, a video game is like what, 4 going out to dinners?
Oh yeah, you're trying to rationalize. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, so I'm like, I can go out to dinner 4 times, which will keep me. That's a total of maybe 6 hours, 6.5 hours of enjoyment. Or I buy a video game, and I get 100 hours. Or if you're like me, you just do both.
Yeah, yeah.
You buy a video game and you go out to eat.
Oh yeah. All right, I'm gonna try to do this river Styx thing. I need to shrink some stuff because we need more space to draw this. Bigfoot, you're gonna have to get smaller again. I'm sorry. And I think I'm gonna do an art book next year of the doodles. I think.
Ooh.
Because once this year wraps, I've got 3 years worth now of doodles that I could put in there. And obviously the first year, well, I mean, it's all relative. I mean, they get better and better, but like there's some rough stuff in there, but I feel like I've got like hundreds and hundreds of these now.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it's finally built up enough that I can do like a little art book of the doodle book.
Yeah.
One of the things I've been thinking about. All right. Let's do this over here. Okay, that was like really early on, I think, right? For that suggestion.
What one?
Who even made that suggestion? River Styx with
that was Wisconsin Lego Wiz.
Oh, here we go. All right, I'm gonna put that back because that was super long ago. Speed run time. No, but maybe that's a thing next year. That was
fun.
All right, do the doodle book. Yeah, I think I will. I think it's just because I have enough now that I feel like I can pull it off. All right, there we go.
There's this this classic artist that I like. Like she does like oil on canvas.
Oh my goodness, I just got a really good idea. Okay, go on, keep going.
And her art is so beautiful, and I absolutely love it. And I really want to buy it. Her prints are expensive, which is, I'm like, man, but they're like the ones where she paints over the prints. Mm-hmm. So they're like even more expensive.
Yeah.
And I really want to get one. The problem is that she does a lot of nudity in her art. And I'm like, man, like, I'm not like necessarily opposed to that, but I feel like my mother, whenever she came over, she would comment on it. Like,
right. You're like, where do I hang this?
Yeah. Where do I hang this?
I got you. I can understand.
Yeah. So, I mean, the art's like really, really pretty.
Jeff's like, how is that a problem, Joseph?
Well, Jeff, I'll write you later, Jeff, why it's a bit of a problem.
I love it. I love all of these things that are like, all of these conversations all turn into offshoots into other private conversations. Like, we'll talk later. I'll send you a message.
I'm just trying to. I know that you have a brand that you try to.
I don't. I'm being honest. Like, I think it's funny. It's like, no, I don't need to know. It's all good. That's not what I want. It's not. Okay. need to do like. I appreciate that though. Thank you for keeping the brand. My brand. My brand. And I spent 3 hours yesterday drawing backgrounds for the comic. Backgrounds are hard. Backgrounds are hard, aren't they, Ray? I hate backgrounds. Like just drawing the like columns and brick walls and chairs and junk. And I was like, why is this taking so long? Yeah, he appreciates you. I failed the brand today. No, you didn't fail. Nightbot didn't even let you enter the arena.
Yeah, I just messaged it to Jeff, and Jeff was like, yeah, good idea.
Oh, nice. Very good. Very good. And hooded figure. So you finished one background. Yes, Ray, exactly. One. For one panel. For one panel. But after I did it, and I am 100% confident you know this. After I did it, I was like, can I please repurpose this one more time? And I was like, I'm going to just ever so slightly change the angle on this panel so that now I can reuse this background a second time. Thank you. It wasn't originally like that, but you know.
Jeff, you know it's real when Jeff is like, nah.
Yep, that's fair.
And what's unfortunate is like I if you follow this artist on social media, other people have mentioned this issue with her. And she is very adamant that she's like, this is my art. I don't
buy it or don't buy it.
Yeah. Either buy it or don't buy it. If you don't like it and you don't like how I do this, that's on you. That's not on me.
Yep. That's fair.
Yeah, it is fair. So I'm just like, maybe one day she'll come out with a print that I'm like, I could have that in my home. I'm fine having that in my home.
Is it like every single piece? Like there's nothing that's really okay. Yes. Well, yep. All right.
Her whole thing is like beauty in the female form. So sure. I'm kind of curious what you said. You came up with an idea, and I think I know where it's going, but I don't want to ruin the surprise.
Oh, don't ruin the surprise. You probably do, though. I bet you're a smart cookie, Joseph. You probably know where it's going. But when I was looking at the I'm like, oh, I know what I'm doing with this. Let's see. Ray says, bro, I reused the background 3 times because I was so bored of drawing building. Yeah. The real pro move is doing intricate art that gets covered by speed. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. For one background, man. One background. Like 3 hours for this?
Bruh.
It's just not my, like, expertise. Like, character work is where I'm like, done. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's when like, I need to draw a brick wall and make it look good. Well, time to buckle up.
Yeah.
And then
it's so weird when other people excel at something you don't have a strength in. Because then they're like, it's so easy. Like someone, like an architect, it's like just draw a building. It's a bunch of straight lines. Why is that difficult?
What are you doing? Why are you struggling?
Yeah, it's like drawing a building is so easy. Drawing characters is what's difficult. And then you're like, no, drawing. I mean, of course, I wouldn't say that you say drawing characters is easy,
Yeah, I'm just more proficient in it, and it's just like I have a lot more experience, so it's not terribly difficult for me.
Yeah.
It's also like when we do episodes of the show, and it's like we do like cartoons, anything like cartoon, like you guys know, like I hammer through it. I'm like, here you go, here's another one, here's another one. It's like, oh, looks like we did 25 today, because it's like I'm just like, that's my wheelhouse. Like I'm comfortable with it. It's not difficult. More realistic stuff, it's harder.
Yeah,
definitely background stuff and objects and stuff is a little harder. It's just
I'm curious which of yours has like the most like prompts that you're able to punch out, and which has the least.
Oh yeah, I mean, I keep all the stuff, so I could figure. I don't know off the top of my head, but if I had to guess, it would have been like, I think the nature one, which was like one of the first of this year, has the most because they're all small things like trees, flower, bush.
Yeah.
I feel like I drew a ton during that one. But other than that, it's probably the multiplayer ones tend to get a lot less because there's so much conversation going.
Yeah.
And I try not to like go really, really fast because not everybody's used to it. So I don't want to like make my guest artist feel uncomfortable. Yep. So those get like the least amount of stuff usually. But for an episode by myself, I don't know. All right, I need to get a different reference photo now. We got to switch off of that reference photo to a different. Jesus. All right. Why does that have Barbie doll limbs? Okay.
Oh, I love that. I know that. I follow them on Instagram.
I'm like, why? And that's like a reference image.
I love that. I know exactly who that is, and I absolutely love it. In the Furby, yep, I knew it. in like the Furby community, if you could call it out, there's a lot of like, oh no, like the official long Furby is like the 1998 model. Like you can't use the later model because of like the eye placement, and then no one uses like the Furby buddies or the Furby boom.
Are we going into like Furby community gatekeeping?
It's like if you want a true long Furby, you have to use a vintage like pre-2002 Furby. It's like the law.
Oh, it's the law. Oh man. Of course it is. Of course it is. Of course this exists.
Yeah.
Kevin, stop being so naive.
I was explaining this. I was who was I chatting to? I don't remember. I think it was someone at work. I was talking about the hobby that should not be named in the adjacent television show.
Sure.
And I was just chatting about people who I know who are on the show, and they're like, "That's amazing that there's drama in that community." I'm like, "There's drama in every community."
Yep, every single one.
Every single one.
If there's humans involved,
there's drama.
There's gonna be some drama.
Yeah, I have a friend who she is into like alternative fashion, and she goes to like alternative fashion meetups, and they'll have like merch, and it'll be like, hey, we're doing like a goth day at King's Dominion, and if you go, you'll get like a goth day King's Dominion 2021, and you'll get a little pin.
Yeah.
And the rule is it's like it's free to like hang out with the group, but if you want to get the pin, you have to be in goth clothing. And some of the people are like, no, that's like that's rude of you to say, like that's gatekeeping. So it's like even the very essence of being in an alternative fashion community is wearing the fashion, but even people get upset if you say that to join the community, you have to be a part of the community. It's so weird. People get weird.
Yeah, they do. All right, we're filling up the water with Furbies. I'm drawing little faces on things. Oh, you can't really even see that well. There we go.
I think this is your best work.
Ever.
This should be the front of your doodle book.
This is the cover?
This is the cover.
Oh my goodness. This is it. This is my like Magnus opus over here.
It really is.
Does this mean a lot to you?
it means the most.
The world to me. I was like, you got me on that first one. I was like, oh, all right.
Wait a minute. That last time. I don't know if you sometimes poke in there on Brian Saviano's Minecraft live stream.
Yeah.
He has like this like city around the arena that everyone builds in, and I helped build the city. And on the back of one of the buildings, I drew a giant long Furby like wrapping its way around the building.
Oh my goodness! There's a secret long Furby in there.
Long Furby, and
man, that's great. Actually,
I was waiting for Brian to discover it, but then I grew impatient, and I was like, "Go look."
That's pretty good. Trying to make sure I add some ears. Doc says my Chewbacca Furby is not a real Furby because he doesn't interact with the other Furbies. Aww. Mookie. That's his name. It's Mookie. What even happened today? All right, so there we go. That's the question when you're like, what did they do on that live stream? All right.
I was gonna say, dirt. Little dirt Chewbacca. I like him.
Yep, dirt. Remember how creepy that like boat of the dead was the very, very first time you came across it in Ocarina of Time?
Yes.
Like it was very unsettling.
Yes.
It's like bong, bong. Like, what in the world is that?
That whole area is wild.
Yeah, I mean, like going back in time, right? Experiencing it for the first time as a youth, and you're just like, whoa, okay. It is such a different vibe than the entire rest of the game.
I really wish that they would just go in on that. Like how they did with Majora's Mask, where they made it like super creepy.
Yeah.
And macabre. I'm like, come on. I love that.
Do a whole like game about that or in that style and way.
Yeah. Which they said they were going to do with the new Breath of the Wild. They're like, it's the darkest game we've ever made.
They said that. I don't ever remember them saying that.
I heard I mean, I didn't hear someone at Nintendo saying that, but there was an article that multiple articles that said
this was going to be the
darker than Majora's Mask. And then they showed the previews. I'm like, it looks awfully jolly.
I mean, it's pretty. Yeah, it's awfully jolly. Yeah. So I feel like these would be like some kind of gold medallion or something.
Yeah. This is awesome. I was too angry with Z targeting. Jeff hates Z targeting. Every time we bring up Zelda, he's like, Z targeting.
I never had a problem with Z targeting.
Me neither.
I didn't mind it at all. I kind of also liked how, that like sound effect. I was like, oh, here we go. Let's do it. Didn't bother me at all. My first time ever with an experience with Ocarina of Time was my friends who had a 64 well before I did. I had it years later. Same thing with like Super. I always got my game system like years after everybody else did. But I went over to a friend's house and they were playing Ocarina of Time and they were fighting Phantom Ganon in the Forest Temple.
Yep.
And they like just like we were gonna go somewhere, but they're like, hold on, we just need to finish this. It's like him and his brother. And so I had to sit there and watch them finish the fight. And I was like mesmerized. I'm like, wow. Because it was all like, at that point now I was playing Super Nintendo finally.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's all like 3D and stuff. Yeah. And like, it was crazy. Blew me away.
It looks awfully jolly. I can see that review on the cover.
Yeah, it's awfully jolly. Let's see. I think I want to make the little benches in there a little brighter.
This is so cursed. I love it.
It's yeah. Oh, it's got to have red eyes.
when I'm thrown into the depths of hell, which is inevitable.
Inevitable.
I hope that this ferries me there.
Bong. Joseph M's a one. The time has come. All right. Do they all have like red eyes?
Sure.
Yeah, I think so, right?
That's spooky.
Yeah, I mean, think about where this is. I hope you're proud of this. Whoever requested this, Wiz, I hope you're proud. This is very upsetting. Yes, it is. It is indeed, Valerie. For every really cool doodle, we have an upsetting one. That's kind of the ratio usually around here. Bong, bong.
So who's the ferryman? Is that like just the Grim Reaper?
I mean the reference image had it like he had like a plague doctor mask on and stuff, and I was like, nah. Like in my mind, I always see like Grim Reaper is the guy that's like pushing this boat.
Got it. But I didn't know if there was like an official like in the lore, but I do
there
love
probably is.
I do love that he's the least upsetting part of this.
He is the least of It's like, you know what? That guy's okay. But I draw the line at at the Furby boat of the undead. There it is. Somebody just liked the stream. It's like, and here we go. Bing! Like, the counter goes up by 1.
I love it. This is great.
All right. What about the skull? Shouldn't it be a Furby? It's all Furby. We are all Furby here. I think.
When you die, you become a Furby.
I think I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave him as a skull.
I do like the differentiation.
Yeah, I mean let's be serious, folks. Let's be serious. All right, let me turn that comment off because we are at the end. I don't have enough time, I don't think, to draw another one. That's not gonna happen. Not with 3 minutes left. So we can start our tour and look back at all the awesome stuff. What did we get today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I mean, that's usually what the average is. It's like 10 to 15. So I'm going to take us on a tour so we can see everything that we drew today and wrap up. So once again, today was all about mythology as suggested by Lyndsi. So thank you, Lyndsi, for once again. That was a loud bang. I wonder what that was. For your patronage, and thank you to all my patrons, as always, for supporting me. It's really appreciated. And she had put in ahead of time Odin and his ravens as like a warm-up. So that was what I worked on first. And then we went into the normal black and white mode. So we've got whatever this unpronounceable name. So it's like whatever this guy is, like an Aztec myth. And it starts with the letter M. That's about all I got.
Yep.
And then we got a mermaid. And let's see what other black and white ones we got. We have. Oh, I don't know what that sound is. All right. We've got Hercules from Marvel Comics, as he appears in Marvel Comics. And we've got. Oops! Stop it! Stop it! Go away! And we've got. This is the Djinn from.
Wishmaker?
Yeah, there you go. Wishmakers. Yeah, Doc, I don't know. I looked up a reference image and this is actually based on a statue. It was like a sculpture of him. But yeah, it didn't have an eye patch on that one. I don't know. And he had like Thor's helmet, whatever. We've got this Anubis from Egyptian mythology here. We've got
his weird hand
with his weird. Yeah, it's so weird. It's so weird.
Yeah.
And Excalibur in the stone. And all right, so then we move on to the normal color mode. So we've got this lovely lady here. I don't even know. What's it called again?
I don't know.
Lady. It's Bird Lady.
Yeah, Gaia something.
Based on like a medieval image I was looking at. And we've got Bigfoot up here. And here's Medusa. Somebody said that was my go-to earlier. I've only drawn Medusa really like twice. I did the main one though. That big print the tattoo design was like the main one. Oh, we can't go there yet. And we have Pandora's box. Somebody's opened Pandora's box. And then
the star of the show.
The star of the show.
The thumbnail. Just kidding.
Oh man, no, that's definitely not going to be the thumbnail. Or, I mean, it could go off really good or really bad. I don't know.
Yeah, it's one or the other.
It's one or the other. So here is the ferryman on the boat of the dead in the river Styx. However, Furby has infiltrated this.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say. So, I mean, the official ask was like, the river is Furby's. And I made the boat.
I like that I've kind of infiltrated multiple live streams with 2 areas of nonsense: Furbies and more recently mayonnaise.
Yeah. Yeah, you should. Yep.
I love, because it's like fun. It's like fun. I'm not actually disruptive.
No.
It's like fun though.
You're my favorite Zawada.
Thank you. Everyone likes mayonnaise.
Sharon is a collector. I don't even know what's happening.
Sharon is the guy who ferries the boat.
Oh, okay. Oh, gotcha.
Someone wrote it earlier. Funny Figs wrote it earlier, and I was like, oh, yep, I remember that.
Yeah, you guys are more versed on the mythology than I am. So yeah, that is it. That's it. That's all of the mythology doodles for today. I'll get these saved up and posted up on Patreon. As always, all my patrons have access to high resolution copies of all of these, that they can do anything they want to, including things for profit. So if you wanted to turn them into stickers and sell them, by all means, you're giving me money every month, so go at it. There's no problems for me. You can save it off, use it as stuff for shirts, stickers, whatever. Save it as your wallpaper. Here's your new wallpaper.
I may actually make a Furby. I may make a Furby sticker.
It will not bother me whatsoever. So, yep, that'll go up. And, of course, the time-lapse video of today's episode will go up as well on Sunday afternoon or Monday afternoon. Another reminder, guys, if you want to get your zombie Hink sticker, make sure you place an order of any dollar amount. Anything. Could be absolutely anything. You could buy one sticker, one sale sticker, too. I've got stickers on there that are only $1, some of the older designs. And you will get one of these zombie stickers in your order. There are only 50. I am down to 40. So 10 of them are gone. There's 40 of them left. You still have a couple weeks, but don't wait too long. Once they're gone, they're gone. And you will not be able to get them in any other way. So keep that in mind. Kevin A. Hinkle. Oops, not that one. KevinAHinkle.com/shop is where you need to go. Again, any order, any dollar amount will get you one of these. And all of my stickers are waterproof, weatherproof, UV light resistant. They are good. They are good for the long haul. They'll do well on your water bottle, your car, anything you want. It'll last. Joseph, thanks for being here again.
Of course.
Anything you would like to share, promote, plug while you're here?
Support Kevin on Patreon. That's my cause for the day.
Hey, you know what? Thanks. Appreciate it, buddy.
Yep.
Appreciate it. Let's see, Jeff. I got my Zom sticker today. Nice. And it is number 5, and it's alive. Yep. Jeff got number 5, I believe. Cool. Oh, hello, Brick Enforcer. And goodbye, Brick Enforcer. No Zuwada for me. I don't even know what that means.
I don't think he's a fan of me.
Well,
is what it is.
That's fine. Everybody, thanks again for watching, whether you're watching live or if you're watching after the fact. I do appreciate it. If you're not already subscribed on YouTube, please hit the sub button. Unfortunately, I've lost like 15 subs in the last couple of weeks, which is kind of disappointing. I was getting really close to 1,000 and then they all ran away. So hit the sub button on YouTube. If you're watching on either Twitch or Facebook, throw me a follow. It's greatly appreciated. If you enjoyed the show, if you enjoyed the artwork, hit the thumbs up, hit the likes, hit the hearts, hit all the things. It makes a difference. It makes me feel better about myself, if nothing else. Everybody have a wonderful rest of your Friday. Remember, the Doodle Stream airs every Friday morning from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. unless otherwise stated across social media. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you guys next week for 80s cartoons, heroes, and villains. Thanks, everybody. See you later.